Love you, Devin.
Devin, it was good to see you. See you tomorrow.
Later, buddy.
Love you. Drive safe.
I hate watching you leave, but I like watching that butt.
Yep.
Welcome to a very special episode, and what's more fitting than a Halloween or for a Halloween episode than Thrash Factory. So on today's episode, we have DJ, we have Nicky B, and we have Kyle. And, sir?
Hi.
My dark brooding co-host, Ryan, deep from the dark marl, sitting next to Francisco, who hasn't been seen in about 2 years. So he's back. He's here. He had an Instagram at one point, but now it's the Limiter Podcast or the Limiter Glove Co. Instagram. So let's kick it off. How was you guys' day? And first of all, thank you for coming. So how was you guys' day?
Oh, yeah. Pretty good, man. Just hanging out today. It's Wednesday, so I had my daughter. I was just chilling.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Brandy working?
Yep. She was tattooing today, doing a couple cool pieces, so
Hell yeah.
good for her.
I know. I can't wait to get back and sit with her. I got to finish you guys' signs, too. It's been so busy. Next week's the sign and new window stickers and door stickers, and then, bam, more tattoos.
Hell yeah.
Hell
I
yeah.
love it.
Kyle, long drive. Thanks for coming. How was the day?
It was long.
Yeah.
Long drive, long day,
Working?
working.
Nice.
No, scanning cars.
Here we are. Nicky B, busy day?
Yeah, pretty solid day at work. Down a couple of guys, so I mean, jumping around, but good times
Getting it done.
always.
Hell yeah. Marl, how was your day?
Busy
Busy? What'd you do?
stuff. I can't keep it up. No, it was a good day. Brian came out and took some photos at my house. It was really neat.
For what?
Working on a little special project with KBD, and came out and took some photos of the new body kit that KBD just came out with
Hell
for the
yeah.
370Z.
Nice.
Yeah. So
What'd you think? How's it look?
it looks fantastic. I really like it a lot.
Hell yeah. Actually, I didn't see the pictures Brian took today, so I should probably look at those.
Well, you saw it yesterday. Though,
Well, yeah, I
but
mean, I helped wrap a car in 25 minutes.
it was pretty record time.
And it looks great.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Brian, how was your day? Behind the camera, we have Brian, like always. How was Brian's day? It was good. So Brian's like Ryan right now, going deep, dark, and brooding. I like it.
We could do it together.
Sweet.
So do we want to jump into some origin stories and the whole nine?
Yeah. Yeah, so Thrash Factory? How did this get
yeah.
started?
So it kind of started with, so at one point I was in Power Up, I think 2020. Love all those dudes. But like, I just really wanted some sort of like metal representation, like in the drift community, because there's not a ton of it. And that wasn't like the full goal right off the gate, but it was like I wanted a team so that we could like do some cool shit. And I loved Kyle's car, and he had long hair, so I was like, he's probably cool. I genuinely, it's like destiny that it worked out, because like I didn't even know Kyle when I was like, yo, you want to start something? And he was like, yeah, let's do it. Like instantly hugged, and then that was like kind of the start of like, okay, we got two guys that are like going at it now.
So you were like hair, and he was like hair.
Yeah,
And
and
you were, like,
yeah,
friends.
Right-hand drive, S chassis, S13 at the time.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that car.
Dude, the green car. That
CA?
was sick.
Yeah.
CA powered? Yeah.
yeah.
Was it boosted too?
It was
Oh,
boosted.
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, when we
Cool
drove
car.
up to Grove,
Yeah.
I blew the turbo right off the manifold.
I remember that.
The drove home. I had a spare turbo with me, but I done fucked up and didn't have the right AN lines for the cooling. So we ended up looping the old turbo's cooling line back to itself and took that home.
Yeah, and you drove also at that. I was there at that event.
Ridiculous.
That was so much.
You never stopped.
Yeah.
It's tired,
Yeah.
or tires just sparking, like
Yeah.
ready to pop. And he's like,
No one
nope,
else
nope,
was. I
nope,
think
let's
at
go.
one point Kyle was just doing his thing, and like we were like announcing the drivers just because it was like we knew who they were and stuff. So it'd be like, all right, up next is Kyle Bardis. He'd do his thing, like he'd rip, get off. He'd like come around, and then he like wouldn't even slow down at grid and be like, and now we have Kyle Bardis like again, and he just like literally did like 30 laps by himself because everyone else is like in the pit, like either eating or like just doing tires.
Yep.
Yep.
That's my favorite.
Hell yeah. So who else you guys got? I know you got you three, obviously, and there's some other members, but we could only have, because of space,
Yeah,
with certain.
yeah,
so
for
who else
sure.
is on the team?
So like the competitive, I guess, like guys that like travel and try to do the team stuff are like myself, Kyle, Chris from McQuaid from Function Automotive. He's super rad, and he kind of also is like destiny that his car was really close red wise to ours, and him and Kyle drove a ton together, and I think it was staggered 22 or staggered 22. Like we really like drove together a bunch, and that was like, yo, let's like add him in, and he was about it. So
Hell yeah.
yep, he joined, and then this year early in the season we added Brian Carroll, who's from Mass, but he came to Nedco a bunch, and he was like a fan of ours. He'll tell you the same thing. That's not me just saying that, but he was like a fan of ours and loved our team and stuff, and we always like would give him stickers and shit and loved his driving. And then Kyle really like noticed him at like Lock City, like throwing down and being good, so we talked him into it too.
Nice.
So that's like the competitive side, right?
Yep.
And then we have just a bunch of other drivers. Nicky B drives. He has a G35. Tell me about your car, Nicky.
So I just recently picked up the G35 sedan from one of our other teammates, Louis, who's got a number of different cars. He's always been known to be rotating out through his chassis. But when it came up time that this thing was going up for sale, I nabbed it as soon as I could. I knew it was going to be more of a simple seat time car as compared to my S13, which definitely gave us big headaches. Nothing but problems with constant coolant issues, typical S13 stuff. Since I grabbed this car, getting it all ready and everything this year, I didn't get to hit a lot of events, but the last two that I did, just being able to sit down in the car and just go out and drive for just even a single run group in itself was absolutely awesome. Back in my S13, I never got to do that. I'd take one lap, hit the cool down, find something was was having a problem, whether it be I was leaking coolant, car's still overheating, go down, figure it out. I sat there when we did the leaf peeping event up here at S3. I didn't stop drifting. I think I had maybe about 15 minutes out of the car in total the entire weekend, doing a couple of little bolt checks and a little tweaks on the car. Other than that, I was driving the whole time, man. It was absolutely amazing. It was a night and day difference.
And it's a G35
Sedan.
Yeah,
Nice.
4 doors, nice and
Yeah.
big. I like the 4 doors. The coupes are cool too, but I like the big body like vibe that they bring.
It's I've never personally drifted a 350Z. I mean, I know my S13, the hatch is not the longest of wheelbases, but I know the Zs, especially on the Z33 chassis, or at least on the platform, tend to be a lot snappier in transitions. The sedan rather, it feels floaty. Just because it's longer, it drags almost in transition. I love that feeling, man.
Yeah, it's a longer car for sure. Even coming from the G37, those are the same length as the sedans as far as the wheelbase is concerned. So it's a big difference to go from like your S chassis to that that ship of a car that you have. It's not that much longer, but you feel it, right? Every transition you feel that.
Exactly.
Yep.
Now, going from driving the S13, obviously, knowing more of how to drive an S chassis, and that was the first drift car I owned and really threw around. Going in and driving the G was a totally different monster. Granted, it had been almost 2 years since I had drifted an event, but at the same time, I felt like I had to throw everything I knew about drifting and like completely out the window and like learn from scratch. I had DJ in my car for a good part of the weekend, and by the end of Saturday, I was linking the course.
Just working
Nice.
it out, corner at a time.
Hell yeah.
It's always nice to have a teammate, let alone somebody that's been in the scene and doing this for a number of years. Be able to have that little guy on your shoulder yelling like, "Yo, more gas, more gas, more gas, clutch, clutch, clutch. Send it, come on, go, go, go."
That's what I'll be looking forward to when it's time. I'll have somebody in the passenger seat, just probably you, just fucking yelling.
yeah.
Man.
Yell.
People will be fighting to get in your passenger seat.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know it.
Yeah.
Dude,
So many
just
people, man.
this past weekend up in Groveton, I had 4 people like, "Hey, take the car out." I'm like, "No, absolutely not." "Well, okay, ride along." "No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
When it's my time, it'll be my time."
yeah.
Man.
Yeah, and doing that with one of your teammates is super cool too, because how much confidence do you have in him? You know,
10 out of 10.
yeah, yeah. So to have somebody who, a group driver that kills it out there to go out and show you, do this or do that, or maybe just even little couple tips and tricks.
Right. Let alone DJ being one of my best friends and my brother-in-law, but at the same time being the first friend I made coming into Nedco, being an outsider. Now our team leader, our team founder, and one of my best friends being in my passenger seat yelling at me, trying to help me get down those muscle memories. It was awesome.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
awesome.
good
Wouldn't
feeling.
trade it for the world.
It's a good time. And we've all been there too. Like Kyle's been in my car yelling before. Like we all like try to ride with each other when we can, you know what I mean? And it's usually like when a car breaks, like that's the only time we get to do that. So like that's like always fun, is like riding with your teammates, and like, and we have a lot of people like just to get back on that real quick. I mean, Julia Danforth's in the team as well. Louis Capone, like he said.
Tyler Coretta.
Yep, Tyler Coretta. He hasn't driven in a while, but he's you suck, dude. But yeah, no, we love Tyler. We want him to get a car because like he fits our drive style so much. Like he's chaos out there. Like
He's
we
been a
are.
long time member, a long time friend.
Yeah, and he's been a friend with a lot of the guys for
Just got to get him back
long
into a
time.
car. It's okay.
Yeah, we'll get him there.
Baby steps.
Nice.
But yeah, we have a ton of people, man. Sean Edwards has been with us for a while too. Like he's always like been by our side, always been friends with us like since the beginning. He was one of my first friends at Nedco, even when I was like
Same.
didn't know anyone back in like 2019. So like he was a good friend of mine. He's always been a good friend of mine.
Sean's an awesome dude.
Dude, I love
he's
Sean. He's so cool.
he's a staple in the New Hampshire and New England drifting
Oh,
community.
100%. Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he rode with me this past weekend and took some pictures from the passenger seat and just stare out of the windshield. Don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact.
Yeah.
But super awesome, dude. So, how many people in total?
10.
Yeah, I think 10. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
And we're still kind of like looking for people too. Not that we want to be like super huge, but like we're kind of like, we always like to pull in people that like we think fit the style drive wise and stuff. Cause like that's the funnest thing, is like getting a bunch of people that can drive similar, and then you get them out there and then start working at it, and then figuring out how to drive like as a unit versus like just being an individual driver. I think that's like the funnest part. It's like getting a bunch of, it's like cheerleading or something, like getting a bunch of people to like do the same thing and have it be choreographed, like, but you're just doing like, going as fast as you, highway speeds sideways in a car. It's a good time.
The chemistry's there. You just got to dial it in a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, sorry, I don't mean to.
Take it.
All right. Well, so can you explain the Thrash Factory style a little bit? What makes a Thrash Factory driver?
It's I mean, we're all different too. We're not like a particular type of person or anything.
Yep. But if there's like a certain style you're looking for in driving, or something you're looking for out there that you go, that person right there.
I'd say just like aggressive style, that's like a big thing. We look for hard transitions, someone that's like very heavy footed driving,
Honestly, the biggest thing for me is heads up. Being aggressive is definitely up there, but being a heads up driver, being able to see what the hell is going on 4 cars in front of you.
Yeah.
It's funny, I'm saying that. I hit Brian literally the last event, the last lap. Hit him pretty hard. I busted a headlight. His car got pretty much totaled.
Can opener.
Yeah, all the way down the side of the car. The entire front end had to be rebuilt, but he had it rebuilt in literally a week's time. All the parts we sourced within the team or, marketplace and whatever else. But being able to, see what's going on, see the spin, and react to it safely. Like, being aggressive is fun and all that, but you have to be able to see that, like, fuck up and be able to correct that fuck up.
Like safety is important too. Like we're not trying to die out there. But
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, you like to get close. You like to touch.
yeah. We're down to be aggressive. We're down to like get sketchy and throw it in the woods. But like we want to make sure that like
Touching
people
and
pay
totaling
attention.
a car,
And,
totally different.
yeah, exactly. We're not trying to like wreck everyone's shit.
we
out there.
had that progression where a lot of people thought that we were just like, oh, these were the guys, like, we're just driving missile cars. We're out here smashing each other.
Demo derby type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like a little bit to a point, but we were all having fun with each other. It wasn't anything that was like, you know, unprovoked. Like, you know, everybody has their mishaps, their fuck ups, whatever, shit happens. But at the end of the day, I mean, we're just here to have fun, man.
Right.
Yeah. And Z's are pretty.
We're not trying to break
relatively
anybody's
cheap,
feelings.
You know?
We're not trying to, you know, hurt anybody or anything. We're all doing things within reason.
Right. Plus, you're not getting super hard with outsiders. Like,
Exactly. Like,
Yeah, like we'll drive hard with each other. We'll drive hard with people that are okay with it, you know. Like, and we know a lot of the community too. So like we know who throws down and who drives hard, who likes a little bit of room because they like have expensive shit, obviously. So like, and we respect that totally. Like we're about that shit, obviously.
Yeah, my bad, Ralphie. A little too aggressive first lap on a skid pad, and kind of didn't give him enough room to transition and booped his quarter panel a little bit. And yeah, the 8.6 didn't like it, but my bad, Ralphie.
The crazy car though, I love
Sorry,
watching
homie.
that car. It's super aggressive. It's super snappy. That car is like super fun to watch on track, and he's an animal in that thing.
Yep.
I'm dying to drive one day.
Yeah, they're
One
cool.
day.
I would love to drive one.
Even
just
stock,
like,
they are so much fun.
Yeah.
Because they're dogs, but they're still like loud and still kind of feel agile. Like it is a fun car to drive.
it's like that
overall.
80s tin can, like nostalgia.
Literally.
Nostalgia thing. I love it.
I think Miatas have that same feel too, where it's like they're just super fun. Even though they're slow, they're like not the coolest looking thing, but they're wicked fun to drive. Like the driver feels amazing.
Maybe like an NA S13, kind of similar in some ways.
My
Yeah.
KAS13, when I bought it, was stripped, and like, granted, a couple of the gauges didn't work, and I was just way too happy to own this thing, and it ran, and I was like, "Yo, we're gonna go drive it." That thing rattled like a bucket of bolts as soon as I put it in third gear, and it was mind-boggling. I drove that thing home from Eddie Caparco's house. Shout out Purpose Built, the homie that helped me get this thing actually running.
It's great, dude.
And literally, I clicked it into third gear, just everything. And I remember bringing it over to Chris, our teammate now over at Function, knowing that he was a 240 nerd and knew a lot about these cars. And he immediately went through it, and he's just like, "Buddy, your drive shaft is about to fall apart. I have a one-piece drive shaft I'm going to put in your car so you can go drive this weekend. Have fun." We did that. I drove it up to New Hampshire Motor Speedway, shredded that weekend, and it was a blast. I felt bad that we found out that the e-brake cable bracket came down and was rubbing against the drive shaft a little bit in the lathes, maybe 3 or 4 millimeters, and it was nice aluminum one-piece drive shaft, but sorry, homie. All was good, you know, bought mine, put it in there, and drove it for a little bit until it kept wanting to give me problems. Fun times.
Yeah. No, good cars, good chassis for sure.
Definitely tin can vibes, though.
Yeah. You know, those naturally aspirated, underpowered cars are still, in my mind, some of the most fun cars you can drive because you can put your foot to the floor and never lift it.
Yeah, I think
literally.
that's like why we like slower cars. Like it's, you know,
It's fun to drive.
they're
a
cheap
slow
for
car
one.
fast.
Yeah,
They drive
they're
a fast car slow.
Yeah.
inexpensive to kind of maintain and keep going. And they're just, you know, they're fun to just drive all out as hard as you can.
Yeah, that's that 8.6 right there.
Definitely.
Checks all those boxes.
Yeah,
Full
definitely.
bore, no bore.
so how'd you boys get into the drift scene? Like, what turned you into, you know what? I got to go check this out. I want to get a car. Like, how did that all come about? Individual stories.
You want to go first, Kyle?
Sure. And so a lot of it came from a lot of old school Japanese influence, you know, video option, D1GP, watching that, you know, in the later 2010s, you know. Even FD started in the US around like 09 to 2010. So like that was still, you know, car magazines, the whole nine. And then a huge influence was Forza Motorsport. Played a lot of Forza, the original all the way till about Forza 6, where, you know, I met a lot of online homies, a lot of people that, you know, progressed other places in life with drifting and kind of took off. A lot of influence too from like, you know, Final Bout and that style of, you know, JDM to American, but still keeping it clean and organized. And that style really influenced me a lot and kind of, you know, progressed me into wanting to do it more.
Hell yeah.
Style focused, if you will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So where'd you do your first event? Like, did you already have a car that you wanted to, screw around with, or were you on the hunt? And then, like, did you go to a drift event first, or?
So I've had many, many cars. The first actual project drift car was an E36. It was a big turbo E36. Learned my lesson really quick that turboing things isn't exactly always fun, and you're probably going to spend more time trying to fix it and diagnosing stupid issues
Yep.
than you would have fun. It was a great chassis. I just kind of moved away from wanting to pursue it as that chassis. Eventually found the 240. It was actually somewhat of a barn find. It was, somewhat local to me down in Rhode Island, sitting in a shipping container for the last 10 years. So it did do the D at one point, but somebody decided, just put this away.
Yep.
Got a good deal on it. And then my first event was up at Nedco, Northeast Driftco.
Hell yeah. Just went up there solo, no friends with you, just you?
I
or-
knew a couple people that were involved. Josh Souza, a couple other, Donnie Fisher,
Yep.
Joe Sylvia, those fellas, all being Rhode Island based and things like that. So
All
went up
Nedco
there.
locals.
Yeah, exactly. And as soon as I went up there, fell in love with the place, the people. It was a very welcoming community, and probably hands down the most welcoming community and the best community that we had.
Hell yeah.
And it's still alive. It hasn't died. The community's still there. It's just nowhere to really go yet until Drift New England starts back up.
Yeah.
Starts up.
But when you're at an event with everybody, it's still the same feel.
Yep.
Yeah, we still
Yep.
run into the same people, which is cool.
We're all over now.
Yeah, for
we're
sure.
we're not all in one
Everybody's
spot,
everywhere.
but we're all over.
It's cool
Literally.
seeing like the reach that we've had. Like a lot of people from Nedco have gotten out there and driven some like cool tracks and shit, and that's wicked cool.
Yeah, it's a kind of forced our hands a little bit, At least
Yeah, true.
I might not have ever even ventured to Lock City.
Yeah, true.
I might have
Yeah.
just been happy at the lot over, an NHMS.
Mm-hmm.
So sucks, but it's kind of great. And it is great seeing all of you guys because I've seen all of you individually at different events.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all over the place.
Yep. We're like dog shit. We're at pretty much every event that at least I can get to. I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, sure.
Not so much this year as the past 2 years. Last year was kind of insane. I don't think I really missed one within reach that I could.
Oh no, you didn't stop.
Yeah, it was pretty much every weekend. Tire consumption was stupid, and kind of regret it now. But going to Haunted Moves this weekend, so I'm excited about that. Jersey trips are always great times. The
Love
track
Jersey.
is phenomenal.
I've yet to be to a Jersey event.
It's sick.
You should come this weekend.
It's so
Can't.
it's so rowdy.
We should go to a Jersey event.
We'll get to one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you guys will get out there for sure.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like it's so much fun.
Yeah, everyone I know that's been there loves it, so
Yeah, it's a great spot.
nice. So were you a sim, staying on the subject, did you sim first? Because you said you Forza and stuff.
Didn't. It was all controller.
Oh, okay, so you just jumped into it.
Yep.
How'd you do right out of the gate?
Honestly, not so bad. I did do some things on the street, so I kind of
Okay.
had the feel and know what to do, just not the proper order of how to do it, I guess to say.
In
But,
Mexico, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, way down there.
Yo,
Mexico, Rhode Island. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
All over the place. There. Mexico.
dude.
That's
To
the spot.
mention it though, I fucking remember that. Remember we were in that green car, dude, and like you were like not getting the clutch kick entry down or something. Like it was just the car was fighting you. And I hopped in the car and we went through it real quick, and I was like getting the timing down with him. And I remember like we did that together. That was
Oh
like,
yeah,
super cool.
No,
I
it
was
definitely
thinking-
happened. Sean was definitely a huge help too.
Yeah, Sean was in that car a lot.
With handwork, that was a big thing I struggled with early on in that car. Obviously, being right-hand drive and kind of going right onto the rip of all right, I'm gonna start doing track things, and this lot is perfectly set up, but the track is going to change every event. Being the layout is different, you kind of have to adapt to how you're gonna enter or what corner do this, and that's where I kind of figured out like, really just don't do this. Listen to this person because they've done this. They know what they're talking about. And kind of just untrain your brain from like normal things that you would do driving
on the road.
On the road, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, or even that's very true. Or even when you've learned how to drift by yourself and then a teammate hops in your car or somebody who's a little more skilled or whatever. Like I have a tendency sometimes to rest my hand on the handbrake
Hell
and
yeah.
just out of habit in case
Yeah,
I got to
just
grab
there,
it real quick.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was riding with Tom a few weeks ago, and he did,
Slapped
yeah,
my
he started
wrist.
slapping my
Yeah,
hand, and
get out of here.
Sean was doing the same thing to me this past weekend. You know,
I think everyone's a victim of like overusing handbrake, honestly, or just like poor like how to place your hand on it or whatever.
Yep.
But like it's something everyone works on it and gets better. You know, that's like the fun part of driving. I think.
yeah. None of us are. Aside from maybe a couple, none of us are pros, right? We
Yeah,
all got
for
room
sure.
for improvement.
Hell yeah.
So
Even the pros do, yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Everybody.
yeah, yeah, and that's what I think Nedco really brought out in everybody is like,
Growth
yeah,
and in that family environment.
I'm happy for you when you do well, and you when you do well,
Yeah.
and you when you do
Like
well.
everyone wants to
And
progress.
even when the homie next to you or somebody that you knew of out there would crash or break apart or whatever, say you or one of your teammates had that part, had a tool or something that could help. 10 out of 10, everybody was down to help the next person get back out there and get back to driving.
Yeah, definitely. I've had a bunch of friends volunteer to yank parts of my car out with their trucks.
Dude, those long days sitting there messing with the 240s, I can count on my hands Joe Sylvia a number of times. Let's see, Joe Monty a number of times, Matt Aubrey, all good homies, longtime friends.
All rad S chassis dudes. Dude.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I'm like,
Yeah,
all these
yeah.
guys.
All these
yeah.
Just a big family, man. It's promoting growth. Love, the same passion. It's not cliquey. It wasn't cliquey. It wasn't like a high school lunchroom, where you got one friend group over here, the other friend group over here, yada 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 yada. No, everybody was down to party. Everybody was here to have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Remember
the
those
can-
lot parties at night? Like you have every team
Oh,
just
yeah.
fucking
And the
playing
tandem lines were
cornhole.
sick too. Like
Yeah.
every tandem line was just like random cars eventually, especially on Sundays. It was just a free for all on Sundays.
You hop
Everyone
in
was
with
driving
different-
everyone.
It's whoever still had tire, whoever was
Yo,
still
yeah,
left
whoever
on
was
the-
out there, like, let's go.
Yeah, and that's. I hope we never ever lose that as a drifting community because that's one of the most fun parts. This past weekend I drove with whoever.
Yeah.
Who's
best.
behind me, who's in
Yeah,
front of me, who's throwing fingers up, whatever. Let's go, and I love that.
Yeah, I love it. Sick.
Off subject, I will say it was pretty cool seeing the whole limiter team together,
Hell yeah.
driving together,
Dude,
tandeming
yes.
together.
I
Pictures
saw some
together.
photos that were taken of like the cars together, and that was super sick. Like that's one thing that we've like lacked to do, like is get like cool like planned out photos of like all the cars together. But like I love when teams do shit like that. It looks
I know
really
some
sick.
dudes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
know some
no, for sure.
photographers,
Yeah,
yeah.
of course.
Yep.
So Nikki, how'd you get into the old drift scene?
So I was exposed to drifting years ago through Hot Import Nights.
Oh, sure.
Hot Import Nights.
Hell yeah.
I was a longtime car scene kid.
Oh, you're a Volkswagen guy, aren't you?
No, false.
Not
You're-
actually.
Take that out of your mouth.
I saw your Volkswagen, brother.
I had a Volkswagen. Yes, it was a wicked cool daily, and I wanted to make it cooler, and that didn't really work.
Never does.
You definitely helped me make it cool for quite a long time.
The Patrick Stars, bro.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
those were super
Yes,
sick.
sir.
Everyone loved
You
those.
and DJ, because DJ helped wrap them when we were sitting there on grid.
Hell yeah.
Yes, yeah, you did it right on grid, which was
Yep.
sick too.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
No, I was a Subaru kid. Truth.
Oh, that's right. You.
I was a
remember.
Subaru kid. I
Yep.
had an 02 WRX.
Is that better though?
That's arguably worse, maybe.
I don't know.
as
vape.
he hits, baby.
It's vape. No. I was an old Subaru kid for a number of years. Just going around the car scene, parking in parking lots, going to different places. It was fun. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Cruising with the homies and everything, but hanging out with one of our longtime friends, Derek Dennekamp, has been a friend of mine for over 10 years since college. Brought me down to the wildlife shop down in Rhode Island, where I met Matt Payne, Mason, and all the rest of the wildlife guys, and they were all getting ready for the preseason. All of a sudden, next thing I knew, it's time to go to the track. So one day we all linked up. We all went up to New Hampshire Motor Speedway, and I fell in love. I remember parking down in the bottom lot, walking up the stairs up towards the bathrooms, and the first person we look over and see is DJ, walking over with his long ass hair, just being like, "Yo, what's up, dudes?" And I met him, dapped him up, did the whole thing. We went off and started just watching everybody go out and skidding on the lot. And it was, it just instantaneously, I was like a kid in a candy store. I'm like, I need this. Where can I get this? My Subaru doesn't do this. It's all-wheel drive. It's wrong-wheel drive. I need to do this. It was fun. It was really, really fun. I was a spectator for, 4 years? Something like that before I got my car, before I got the S13. I was one of the cats you'd see me sitting on grid with Danny Boobs, sending off all the cars, talking to all the homies, making sure everybody was good, making sure everybody had tire, anything that anybody needed, I was trying to help.
Yep.
Then I grabbed the S13, and it was all history from there.
So you were kind of like me, like you were in the scene, but you weren't driving, but everybody knew you. You
I
were
had
the
the
fucking
itch.
man. Yep.
I had the itch.
I'm pretty sure we took our cars out for the first time together.
Yeah.
And then you kept going, and I was like, nope, I'm done.
Yeah, but not much longer than you because the car decided to fight me.
Right. But I'm
No,
pretty
sure.
sure both our first like real whatevers
Yeah, it was the beginning of that
was
year.
that
man.
was that
That was an
The
April
final
event.
year.
That
Yeah.
was the April event because the following one was my first event.
yeah, and then you were very disappointed with me, and I apologize.
I'm only disappointed actually because you stopped driving. You did really well. Like for a first timer, you didn't spin at all.
It's a stressful thing
It
too.
is.
Like it is
It
kind of
is.
it's chaos, man.
Yeah.
Like you got to have a mindset to be like, okay, yeah, this is cool. I'm ready for this. You know?
Yeah.
The whole
Yeah,
other-
that's fair.
the whole
You
other
know,
stressful bit
It is a
about
lot
it,
of
though,
pressure.
What about the street drivers? The street drivers versus the people that show up with trucks and trailers. Myself and Kyle, for as far back as I can remember, were always street drivers.
Just got a trailer.
It's
Him coming from
stressful.
Rhode Island,
Yeah.
myself from Southern Mass.
Oh, you mean driving to the event and then
Yeah, like-
driving all weekend and then
Yeah.
driving home?
Playing
Yeah.
roulette.
Hope.
Yeah,
this
you're playing
psychopath, this psychopath driving a fucking PA and back.
Yep.
What are you doing?
I remember that.
It's a fun
What are
time.
you doing?
We did that last year too.
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
went to
did it
Pocono.
last year to go. It was like a 5-hour trip. We went to the Poconos, RSD,
Twin
right?
Drift.
Yep.
Yeah, their twin drift event, which is super sick. Like any teams, go grab one buddy from your team, and you can do it with multiple people. But like, go hit that event. It's super sick. You'll have fun.
Yeah, I saw some live feed from it this year. And it was
Yeah,
pretty badass.
super fun. So yeah, that was sick.
Yep, but I mean, just for anybody who doesn't know, raise your hand if your car is VQ powered. Yeah. So that's why we're driving to and from. Right, yes, but your normal
Now
car
it
will
is.
say.
Now,
Yes.
Yeah, we have a good fleet of them for sure.
If you want to make it to the drift event and home, VQ is a pretty good start.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
reliability, part store availability on parts.
Plus,
You can't beat it.
they're reasonably cheap.
They are.
Yeah, they are.
And
And
they
they're
can handle a
good
beating.
Tanks.
They're
They
starting
can
to come
handle
back
a
down
good
too
old
in price.
beating.
Good.
Yeah.
I wish HRs would come down in price.
Yeah, those are expensive, but like the DEs are still like they're coming down. Like you can pick those up relatively cheap, which is sweet. You know, anyone getting into it now, I feel like a couple years ago they were really high up there. People wanted like 10 grand, if not more. But like they're finally starting to trickle down because like other cars are becoming more popular. So
The G's.
G's too. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are getting into G's because
Yeah.
they're just everywhere.
cheat code.
Comfier. It's a comfier.
And I found out yesterday, and I just want to say thank you to Ryan Morrow because he's giving me for free his G37. So now that you're on the podcast, why don't you tell everybody that you're doing that for me for free?
Yes, I am. And in terms of free now means
Set 'em right up.
$5,000. There's a new definition of
Oh,
free.
damn, I forgot inflation.
No, you know what though? I think we should work something out. We'll figure something out.
I sat
It's
in it.
too good
I
of a
want
car.
it.
It's a good car.
It's a good
Yeah.
car, and it just looks nice.
It's
Like
still full interior,
G's
right?
and
You
I-
haven't-
yeah.
Yeah, you haven't done anything crazy
it's-
with it.
They're very comfy.
That car is like tires away from
Yeah.
like driving on the road every day.
I
like
love
normal.
those cars.
I sat in it, like grabbed the handbrake, and I was like, "Ooh, this
Yeah.
feels. I feel at home."
They're cool cars too. Like
Then
they
I
have
got
a
out
lot
and
of
went,
potential.
I can't do it. I don't have any fucking money.
You know what? And they're the thing. I was even trying to sell Brian on one today. I'm like, you could throw your camera stuff right in the back seat.
Brian's got
Specifically.
Brian's got a newfound love in cars. Do we want to shout it out, or he wants an 06 T-Bird?
Oh,
Dude.
the The
Round headlight.
The round headlight with the little round window on the back. That little baller.
cat in
window?
the hat version.
Dude, I was just about to say, dude, the cat in the hat car. If you get one, you gotta get a freaking yellow one.
Dude.
Got to be the pastel yellow.
Dude, get a yellow one and be that dude for Halloween.
Yeah.
Alec
For
Baldwin.
like 4 years straight. Is that who it is? Yes.
That's
dude.
why you said Alec Baldwin earlier. I just thought he wanted to shoot somebody.
If you don't, that's good. If you don't get a joke that I make, just give it time.
Yeah,
it's
like,
usually
it'll come.
has-
Yeah.
It'll come.
I'm the only one laughing at it, but
Or he's
it's
just
there.
that far
You will
ahead.
later. It's okay.
He is that far. That's right. So DJ,
Yeah.
how'd you get into drifting, bud?
Yeah, so like it basically like I think I like had obviously heard about it and like had played drifting on video games. Same thing with Kyle. Forza was a game I played like in high school and stuff. And you know, older video games, PS2 era, like Underground 2, all that stuff, like that
yep.
was like a big start of like why I got into cars, you know? And then the whole drifting thing really came from like some stuff on the internet that I was seeing. To mention like Animal Style, that parking lot video.
Oh, hell yeah.
Everyone knows it. It's iconic. That video is super sick. The Front Street video, not many people know about this one, but the Front Street video, it's a machine check video. And it's Josh like ripping around like the highway system and shit like late at night, and it's super sick. It's got like a 90s vibe to it. So that video was a big inspiration too. But the whole like physical let out was going to NHMS during Club Loose North days. And Phil Otto and Nate Richards both had 350Zs back then.
They
It was before they painted them cream. So like I forget what colors. I think Nate's was like silver maybe, and Phil had a maroon one. And I had like met Phil and I got a ride along with him, and that was literally it. Like he like stuffed it into Nate, dude. They were like on top of each other the entire lap, and I was like, yeah, this is like the coolest shit I've ever seen in my life. So that was where the spark came from, and it took me like 2 or 3 years probably until I could like get a car myself. But that was the initial like click of like, okay, this is like accessible to me. You know what I mean? Because you know about it and you find out about it, but I didn't know that it was like in the backyard, so to speak, and I could have access to it. You know what I mean?
And you came into the game in a Volvo, right?
Yeah, so I love like weird cars and shit, you know? And I came from like stance car stuff, not like anything crazy. Like I didn't have a bunch of money back then, but like we would fucking take suspension parts out and make them as low as we could and just like make sick cars the best that we could with little to no money, you know? But that was like finding the Volvo was super sick, and it was already like somewhat set up, so like that kind of like made the jump easy. And I did it for a whole year. It was the hardest thing I ever did because it was auto, so it was just like try to get it as fast as you can in second and just like huck it, you know, and hopefully that like breaks loose, tire pressure's at like 100 like Miatas, you know, just like
Let the momentum.
yeah,
carry you.
dude. The thing was like it would make like 80 horsepower on a good day and like straight sewing machine of a motor.
240, Volvo 240.
Yeah, it was a 4-door 240. Yep.
Did you?
Nothing, no turbo. It was just like a NA auto, welded diff. It had like bushings and stuff, suspension. It had like they have a ton of angle from the factory, like.
But
a shit
400
angle.
turns lock to lock, right? Is the wheel like whipping when?
When
you
well,
let
it's
go.
super big. It like actually, you know what? I think I had a stock wheel in it when I got the car, but like I had switched it out to like an aftermarket one. So like it was like a 330 millimeter.
Oh,
like,
little guy, yeah.
Yeah, like a normal size like drift wheel, and it was pretty easy to like fling around, you know. But that car like sucked. It was like fighting me the whole time. And then it broke like the last event pretty hard. Like literally the last event of the season after like the best lap too, which I've like. Drift guys, I think, say that. They're like, oh, the car runs the best before it fucking breaks catastrophically. And it's so true, I think, because it really was like the best lap I had ever had in that car. And then it was like, as I was coming out of like the end of the track, it was just like blew up and wasn't having it anymore. So then that's kind of where the Z came into play. I was like ready to get a better car, wanted an S chassis, but couldn't afford it. Like they're just so expensive to get a clean one, and I didn't really want to get a really beat up one. So Mike Buabab, shout outs to him. Like he was a big pusher to be like, yo, get a 350Z. Like they're good cars. They're reliable. Like, you know what I mean? You don't have a trailer, so you can drive it to the track, and you know what I mean? They're plentiful. Everyone has them, you know, and
Good looking too.
yeah, they're cool looking cars.
Yep.
You know, they're kind of a goofy shape, honestly. I mean,
Computer
I
mouse
like
looking
them.
thing.
Yeah, I like them more so for nostalgia than the fact that I think they're a cool looking car. Like it's the cover car for Need for Speed Underground 2. You know what I mean? Like it was a big car in that game, and that was like one of my favorites growing up.
Those taillights.
Yeah, they're
Those
cool,
taillights,
super
right?
sharp, and
Yeah.
like cool little teardroppies.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will say your Z, and I've said it a million times, has been one of my favorite cars at Nedco. Just big spoiler. I don't know why. It's just something about your car. It says it's got personality. Like everybody else's does too, but even though I've always touched the vinyl on your car, I don't know. It's just something about your car is always like, I fucking love it.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. It's like really hard to make a Z look cool, I think.
Kyle's yours sucks. No, I'm just kidding.
It's so
Can't
hard
keep home
to
for
make
long.
them look cool, like because everyone has everything for them already. Like,
It's got to be the wing for me.
yeah, like that wing is not rare, but like not many people run it. Like it's he's kind of like a local guy. I don't know him that well, but I think Nicky kind of knows him. The dude that runs Ray's Factory.
No. I just
Someone or
bought some
Chris
brackets
knows
from
him or something, like personally. He's like a drift guy, and he's been in the scene and stuff. But like that was like the biggest wing that I could find on the market as far as like deck width, because the BCL ones are super like big and tall and wide, but the deck is still only like, you know, like this big. It's not like the deck is big. Mine, the deck is fucking like this wide, like front to back, which is just like sick. And I was like, yeah, I like that one, you know, super contoured and shit. So
That's why I had to go with the big wing. I'm like, if I'm getting a Z, I got to have a big wing. But
Yeah.
I had to one up you. I had to
You're
get
the
bigger.
bigger wing.
dude, huge. That thing
That thing
was
was
sick.
So fucking stupid, but
Dude,
I loved
you
it.
couldn't even see where there's a car parked underneath it at times.
Oh yeah. And what was cool though was like what you did with the end plate, or not the end plate, but the uprights, and then you had the
Oh,
custom
the
things in
blade
there.
cut
That was
crossbar.
super sick. Like I like when people do like custom shit like that.
The
It's
bike
really
mount.
cool.
The bike mount that
Bike
went
mount.
to the
Yes.
top of the wing,
Oh
and then
my God, the
and then
Audi,
the powder
like-
coat. Yeah, and then the powder coat was black outsides, and then all the inner rings and outer edges were pink.
Yeah.
So it was hot.
It was dope.
That's
Yeah,
what I loved
yeah.
about drifting with not drifting is I love the style portion.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
It's just about expressing yourself in a way. Like it's like your car is a canvas. You can just like paint it however you feel like it, which is sick. Because everyone, you can tell. You go to any event anywhere, even the cars that are like hammered and missiled, you can tell like every one of them has its own little personality to it, and like someone's done something to it to make it unique, which is sick.
Right. And, you know, as we're sitting here talking, I'm kind of thinking to myself, like, you know, the drift community needs Thrash Factory. They need that style, right?
Yeah,
They need that edginess.
hardcore
That
style.
yes. Somebody's got to be the bad guy, right?
yeah.
Yeah. And
We're not like bad people,
Not at
but it's
all.
just the style.
Not
Like,
at-
the style
yes.
is a little like hard. You know what I mean? People like
where do you fit in if you like that style, right?
Yeah,
There's a home
exactly,
for
yeah.
you. It's
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, and it's funny that you mentioned that too, because like people have like messaged like the Instagram page, and they're like, "I like you guys because you're like, it's like representation." You know what I mean? People are like, "You're like the metal guys." You know what I mean? Like you're the hardcore guys. People know that you guys are like into that kind of stuff, and like that's cool. Like there's not a whole lot of that. Like people, most of the people I feel like listen to that kind of music. Obviously, like. It's pretty
Yeah,
common.
get you amped up
Yeah,
in the moment.
it's a pretty common. I hear it in people's cars, like on grid and stuff. You know what I mean? Among many other things, but that's one of those things where like there's not really like a whole lot of teams that like they base everything around like that sort of style. Like we kind of do it like we're a band in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
that style, do you guys feel like you're more not misunderstood or like misfits, but do you feel like a negative from some people, and does it even fucking bother you?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely negative, dude, for sure.
There's negative, but we
People-
don't give a
Kyle's
fuck. We don't-
Definitely.
We go to the track, we do our thing, we're having fun.
Hell yeah.
We don't give a fuck.
And
what
that's all
you-
that fucking
what you
matters.
think.
Yeah. I mean, we don't. If you hate it, it's okay. We're not like. we're there. You know what I mean? Like we're not. Trying
It's also
to,
not like I'm intentionally just driving around the track being like, all right, smash my fucking doors in.
Right.
There's almost like a theory that I've come up with now that if you have one door mark on your car and somebody sees that door mark and you're driving with somebody that knows they can have the confidence to drive with you, they're going to fuck your shit up.
It's
almost
open
every
invite,
time. It's an
yeah.
open invite. They're just going to come in and smash your things. Trevor Root did it to me pretty much at the end of last season. The car was still kind of fresh, dented the door. Did the S3 lot event, and literally everybody else was just like, oh, yeah, look, he's got tags on the door. Let's just make it look like the orange doors, which were caved in.
Yo, okay.
Literally
if
caved.
we can add pictures, okay. Kyle's car, I can get you the pictures for it. Kyle's car when he got it, dude, was so clean, dude.
Oh,
It
it had
was
112K.
beautiful.
It was a perfect pumpkin.
Beautiful.
I remember it.
Yeah, orange car, anniversary edition. I'm pretty sure, like that color, you know. And dude, it was clean, no dents, like beautiful panels. And like within a year, dude, every panel besides the roof was hammered.
Total.
Like completely hammered.
Total.
Yep.
But we rebuilt it in the winter. You know what I mean? Like that's why, like I mentioned earlier, I really like Z's for the fact that like you can get stuff relatively cheap. You know what I mean? You can get overs for $500. You can get doors for a couple $100. You know. Basically every piece you can get for like a couple $100. You know what I mean?
A-pillars.
Yeah, A-pillars are like $400.
No, that's a lot of $100.
Yeah, for no reason. Stupid.
It's dumb.
I got to take these lip rings out. They're bothering me.
I thought they were
Damn
real.
scene kids.
How do I look? Do I fit in?
Dude, it was
Hey
sick. I loved
there.
it. Yeah, so awesome.
I was like, how can I be kind of thrashery for this Halloween episode? So,
Yep, the Jinkos go mad hard.
dude, these pants are so hard to walk in.
Dude, we look like you guys, myself, even Nicky, kind of like I mean, even Kyle. Honestly, we look like we could be going to like
I feel like we're a
freaking
band.
like we could be going to Woodstock right now or something.
Yeah.
like we look like we're straight out of like the '90s, like ready to go to a
Get the band boys.
yeah, go to a concert.
Get the van boys. We're going.
yeah.
After this, we're going to the local Mexican restaurant.
Yep.
Oh
Yeah.
yes,
Oh.
dude, that place, man, good food.
Frontera?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, Fronteros. You gotta get the
best.
nachos.
Bro,
I only get the nachos from there. We get it delivered all the time. Oh my god.
burrito quesadilla or get the fuck out.
Yeah.
That's the cheap
That's the
food.
see. That's the other thing we get. I turned Brittany onto that one.
But get queso on the
That's all
side.
she gets.
Get some queso.
Ooh, okay. That might be the next level.
I should have eaten before this podcast.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, I stopped eating at 6, so I had a couple little crunchies. But hey, I'm down. I'm down some more weight, by the way. I'm down to 280.
Hell yeah, that's what's
hell
up.
yeah.
280 from 335.
That's
I'm just gonna keep
fantastic.
yelling
Proud
from
of
the
you.
mountaintop.
Yeah, man.
I'll
you
get there
should.
someday.
I had to, or else I was gonna be 6 feet under and a lot lighter.
Health is important, man. Like it's not necessarily just about like, oh, I want to be skinny and pretty. It's like
I want to watch my
like,
kids grow.
Yeah, dude. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to die like at 40 because like my heart was just like, nah.
I had a scare with the ER, and then after that, it's been a long road of pain in my chest, but it's more gastric. But it's my own fault because at night I'd partake in the devil's lettuce, eat a lot of food, and go to bed.
Yeah.
And that you can't do that.
Sometimes a little is good. A ton is better is not always the best way.
And that's what I feel. I'm like, a ton is way
Moderation.
better.
Food included.
Moderation.
I've definitely heard like the whole like the cutting off your eating too by a certain time.
I don't
is,
eat
like,
past
super
6.
important too. Like a lot of people kind of don't overlook it, but like yeah, you should really like not eat after a certain time.
Now, quick question, just to throw
Yeah.
a different perspective on this. Who's watching this podcast right now taking health advice from guys that look like us?
Dude, yeah.
Everyone's like, you know what? I'm starting tomorrow.
I wasn't going to, but
I had watermelon for lunch. That was it.
yeah, like don't it's
Put down
funny
that Red
we're-
Bull. Pick up a V8 splash.
Yeah, we're
Come
talking
on.
about being like super healthy, but we're like so unhealthy. Like,
Nah.
we're at track like just all day.
Bro, you got 2 Red Bulls right here.
I know drinking Red Bull, but like we're
It's
at
8
track
o'clock
all
at night.
day. 2 day events, like barely eating, just like driving like crazy.
Eat what you can
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
can.
just
you
like-
find something to drink. You get some hydration.
Yeah.
You get back in the car and you take another lap.
Yeah,
if you're lucky enough to have a friend or significant other with you or anybody like that, it is officially their job to remind you to eat.
Oh,
Yeah.
It is. That is
yeah, yeah.
Especially in the
It's
summer.
almost
You
their
go
all
rid
the
of water.
people, all the people, significant others with us are super good about that too.
Yep.
They're like, you guys need to eat. Like,
It's their
we're like,
primary
yeah,
function.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna die if we don't. So,
That is also one of the plus things about being a team and having a lot of people on the team. It doesn't necessarily matter if everybody's driving. We can all still link up for a weekend. Like for Staggered, we had what? I think there was 6 or 7 of us, 8 of us plus.
Yeah, we had 5 cars driving actively, and then
Not to mention everybody else that was hanging out in the pit, hanging up at our at the merch booths. You know, just keeping everything going. After the merch stuff shut down, and we were done driving, just hanging out at the pit. The girls, whether it be my girl Brittany or Brandy, chefing up stuff on the grill. I know Brian and Julia were doing the same thing. People running to the store, and then everybody yelling at us throughout the day when it's hot out, mixing water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't realize it until it's too late. The car's 100 degrees, 110 degrees plus. You're all suited up. You got your helmet on. Next thing you know, you're sweating. You're like, oh boy, I just need to take a nap.
You hear that, Brian? Stay hydrated.
It's
When you're out there in the sun all day, Brian, stay hydrated.
honestly, drivers have it pretty bad, but I do think media people have it far worse, dude. Like,
this
they're
stuck
out
there.
in the sun, dude. And yeah, if it's like a session for 45 minutes, like, you're fucking out there, bud. Like, have fun.
Yep.
Don't
Hope
get
you don't
hit.
pass
Yeah,
out.
don't get hit by a car too. Like, if someone sucks,
I saw him
Yeah,
at Vibes.
right?
And he was like, he looked like he was dying at Vibes. I'm like, you drink yet? No. I'm like, drink a water. I can't. I got to get back out. It's like, bro.
Yeah.
Yep.
But here he is, still looking great.
But that's
Hell yeah.
that's the thing I think I picked up on, like, the most as far as environment is concerned. Drifting the past 3 years is like, you need to remember to drink and eat. You
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe change your socks and underwear once in a while too, if you have time.
Definitely
If
in
you
a
have time.
2-day weekend. Yeah.
Once.
Having like the showers at events is so cool too,
Yes.
man. If like you have a shower at your track, like everyone thanks you for sure. Because there's nothing better than just like being able to take a cool shower after a hot day, dude. And then you can start drinking and partying, But like, yeah, that like cool down session is like so needed.
Do you hear that, Tom? Team showers, baby.
Or
Team showers.
that would be cool, yeah. But also just like a pool, put an in-ground pool. And
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
Figure out the legalities of that.
Not a
It's like,
one person's gonna allow any of us.
No,
in
because
their
we
pool.
used to go swimming after Nedco. We
Yeah,
go up to the
like,
river.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
super
water-
fun. Like
A little
that's
swimming hole on the other
That
side
was
of the
sick.
track.
Yeah.
I never went in, but it was sick to watch you guys. I don't swim.
Yeah.
42 years old, and I've never learned how to swim.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Little fun fact for you guys.
I actually never
I
knew that.
don't know how to swim.
What?
It's okay, Jake. Little also fun fact about us.
Tell us.
People of our size, we float.
No, I'm a good floater, and I
10
can
out of
like
10.
kind of like move once in a while. But if I can't touch ground, and I can't go underwater,
No shit.
yeah,
I never knew that about you, dude.
Yep.
That's crazy. So do you not do like water parks even? Or
no point unless there's a lazy river.
Yeah.
Count me
true.
out.
Damn.
I've been kayaking with you.
Yeah, and did I go underwater?
Yo, that's so
Yeah, but
sketchy.
dude,
now
what if you did? What the fuck?
Yeah,
Okay,
and the whole
kayak?
time I was like,
I'm gonna be a golden retriever. I'm gonna stand between you and any body of water. And
I
just
love it.
Kayaks are the agile ones, right? Like you can kind of tip and they're okay.
Yeah.
Canoes are the ones that suck, right?
I'm top heavy, bro. I don't know if you know that. So kayak and me don't get along. I like sat in the thing. It was like, I was like, okay.
we had a great time.
It was
Moved right in.
I bought that kayak during COVID. It's been behind my house ever since. That one time we went out, now the
Because you
thing's
bought
covered
the
in
wrong
mold.
kayak. You need the ocean kayak. You sit on it, not in it.
Yeah, you need like a
That
big
sounds
kayak.
Terrifying.
No, it's got holes in it, so the water kind of comes up from under.
Oh, okay.
But guess what?
Sick.
But guess what? You can't. You if you flip it over, you flip it right back over. There's
But he
nothing-
can't swim.
Yeah, bro. What am I supposed to do?
You hold on to it like a lifeboard, and you crawl right back on it.
I don't
It's
feel like
good time.
crying in the lake. I'm good.
All right, we're gonna stick to drifting for you. Maybe not so much kayaking.
Back to the drifting, not the crying.
Well, let's get into some viewer questions. Mr. Marl, if you want to divvy them up.
I sure do. Excuse me, sir. I gotta have this back.
Oh, man, you're handcuffed to Francisco.
At least he's a good.
He was insecure.
He's a good dude. He used to
Good-looking
like
man.
he used to watch me pee.
Bro, Leah just did my eye makeup, and she was just shaking her head like, what is becoming of this relationship? I'm at the dining room table trying to paint my nails. They were supposed to be black. Now they're Thrash Factory red
Dude, I love it.
and all over my
Appreciate
fingers.
that the color
Either one.
match there. That's sick.
I mean, are we doing the spaghetti too, or just the cards?
I mean, we can throw a piece of spaghetti in there.
Okay, I like.
We'll
the
see
spaghetti
how it
questions.
goes.
Scary.
That was sick.
Big toss.
Mathletes, not
Big
athletes.
catch.
Yo, can I just like mention something real quick?
No.
So these vans are here. I don't know if you can see them or not, but these used to be in my friend's dad's barn, right? And they were hanging up on a shelf.
Sounds
What?
gross.
Dude, they're legit like OG vans from like the 70s or 80s.
That's actually
That's
pretty
sick.
badass.
Yeah, dude. Like after I'll take them off so you can see like the stickers on the soles and shit. They're pretty beat up, dude, but like they're still like fully there. I wouldn't wear them outside, but I was like, yo, for this, I'm gonna like take those and put them on.
Perfect occasion. For
Dude,
that.
yeah, like for inside stuff, it's super sick. But like, yeah, they're like legit, like OG, like that era style. Which is, I'm a big Vans like fan. I love Vans for shoes. I really wish.
Yeah, I've never seen you not wear those except for your lemon pepper steppers.
Yeah, no one from Vans is probably gonna see this, but if they do, and if we can get it to them, they should make a driving shoe.
Bro,
So
bro,
many people.
you want to hear a funny story?
us.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm ever supposed to say this story, but who? Why? Well, me and Tom's friends with a Vans rep, and
sick.
our whole idea was to have Vans. So Tom reached out to Vans, and they said it's not a big enough market. So
What?
we were trying to make
crazy.
limiter van driving shoe collabs.
Yeah, because you can't
Yes.
you like take Vans and then you can print shit on them, right? I don't know about reselling them at that point, but like I know you can make like custom shit with like your
Yeah,
logos
like
on them.
I have some sick ones, but we were talking about actually making like an SFI driving shoe, and then literally the next day, Sparko came out with some kind of.
Yeah.
They were like Vans inspired, huh? They were super nice. Yeah, so like literally that whole week, like Tom was talking to Vans reps, and we were like working
That
on
would have
it.
been so sick.
They're missing out.
They are.
Dude,
it's a huge market.
Huge market. They're
Every
crazy.
drifter wears Vans.
Oh, every
Nikes.
one of them. Or yeah,
Yeah.
it's not every one of them, but it's like
It's
a good
majority. Crocs or Vans.
Yeah.
All right, I'll step up my game.
I'm a diehard DC kid. I can't.
Or skate shoes. Yeah,
Right.
it's a big skate shoe community for sure.
Yeah.
They're
Well, that's where everybody came from. for the most
90%.
part.
Yeah. Everyone's either like
all
ridden a
hoodlums.
bike or
Did you
a
guys? What did
skateboard.
you guys all get into? Not dirt bikes.
Dirt bikes, dude. I did both.
You did both?
I did both. I skated. I've always been like a heavier kid, so I kind of sucked at skating, and falling was not fun. So, but I skated like I could like do some tricks here or there. I love just like ripping around a park, which I still do sometimes. Like I'll go to a skate park and just like cruise around the park and hit stuff, but not like crazy tricks. I'm not hitting rails anymore. The last time I hit a rail, I like fractured my elbow, and I was like, yeah, fuck that, I'm done.
We're old now. We can't do that.
Well, yeah, it was
drift.
like if I break myself, dude, like doing that, then I'm like out for the drift season. I can't drive, so it sucks. Like, which is
stopped
probably
doing-
why everyone does cars now and not that, because everyone's getting broken.
I won't ski or anything like that.
Yeah,
Like towards
I used
the
to
end
snowboard.
of the end of the season at all because
Yeah.
I'm so afraid because
Yeah, it's
March
like-
is pretty close to April.
Oh yeah,
You know, and you could be like
you could be out for
nothing from
months.
the knee down. from
Yeah,
snow.
yeah, and that's no fun, dude.
What about you, Kyle? Skateboarding, snowboarding?
Yeah, I did a little bit of skateboarding and still pick up the longboard every now and again.
Nice. I see you being a longboarder, just
Yeah.
cruising.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's a good pick. We like still hit them up at like events. We'll get
Oh,
out.
absolutely.
Yeah, we'll longboard around or something. You know.
Just to get around, move
Yeah.
tires around.
Yep.
Shit
Yeah.
like that.
Nikki,
That's a good
anything?
idea.
Neither. I was a sheltered fat city kid, so I played RuneScape. No, I'm 31 now, and I just bought a Coleman bike a couple weeks ago, and I'm trying to live my my best life.
That's all you can do.
Trying to do that now.
We're gonna be riding that thing on the streets, dude. We're taking it down Main Street.
I'm gonna be
For
riding the
sure.
Ronnie all over town.
Damn right.
Boys better watch out.
Dude, you
Just
see
gonna
the people
pop up
around here doing that?
10 out of 10. Why do you
Dude,
think I'm gonna do it? I'm
this-
gonna blend in.
There's
Yeah.
a guy on one of those scooters, a scooter, like, you know, not like a fucking,
Yeah, not like a little moped.
yeah, not a
like-
moped, like a scooter.
Yeah.
But is he pooping?
Maybe.
Is this the first poop?
But the guy put a chair on the thing and he's got a speaker on it and he just cranks around town. But he's like, the handlebars are up here.
Oh,
Yeah, big ass, big ape
dude.
hangers.
And I'm just like,
That's
bro, what is this guy doing?
I just started getting the thing like, back up and going. It's an old 2016. It's been sitting a while. I bought it from a kid for $200.
Whatever. You can get a card for $4 and you'll be
Yeah.
good to go.
I
Amazon.
bought a whole little Stage 1 kit from Go Power
Stage
Sports. Go Motorsports. Sorry, GoMotorsports.com. Fancy new carb, straight pipe exhaust.
That thing's going to be a solid
cheap to build.
3
too,
horsepower.
which is
Big
super
big air
fun.
cleaner. It said it added 3 horsepower, and
Oh,
it's
my bad.
already 6.5. So like, if that's 10 under my fat ass,
Damn, son.
that's
Watch
called
out.
a rocket.
I'll try to pull over on the highway if I see you coming.
Catch me going down 106, cruising a Concord to work, like
Yeah, 6.5 hours later.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I'll be late.
a 5-gallon tank of gas strapped to my back.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I
like
actually
a Camelback.
I bought a bike this year too, like an actual motorcycle.
Hell yeah, I've been seeing you
Yeah.
cranking on that thing. You need
Yeah,
different
dude.
gloves while you ride it, but I've seen you.
Dude, hey, yeah.
We'll get you there.
Yeah, it's just I honestly never think about like those for the sake of like riding bikes, but they really are super universal for like tons of shit. Like they're not just a driving.
No,
club. You
I
can
have
use
a-
them for tons of things.
Yeah, Brap and Junior, who's on Limiter,
Yeah.
they love those gloves. I think, Marl, you ride with them, right?
Yeah, I have an
Nicky uses
adventure
them for
bike. I use
working
them.
and stuff, like mechanic work. You
Yep.
know, like
Yep.
freaking awesome,
I use them to make spaghetti. It's awesome.
dude. Hell yeah.
Stop talking about food.
I have a couple sets of the mechanic
hungry.
gloves. I don't really like driving with gloves. I have a pair of your
I've
gloves.
been trying to get him into
as
it, but he
well as
doesn't
I
do
have
it.
an older pair of the shirts tucked in gloves, and I can't seem to do it.
Right.
I've had the D&D like Alcantara suede style wheel, and
Maybe this is the answer.
I couldn't do it.
Fingerless.
Yeah.
Yo, the Reese Marin
Couldn't get
dude.
the
He
slide
drives
right.
with
Some leathers.
fingerless gloves,
Yeah.
dude.
Now I have my leather Nardi in the car, and I tried the same thing when we were doing the Leaf Peeping event, and then again at Lock City the following 2 weeks later. I still couldn't get the feel down as far as just throwing it and letting the slide happen.
What if we do these and we call them the raw doggers?
Oh, my goodness.
Can we
Hold
call them the
on.
Jerry's?
No, hold on. Yeah, okay. He had a pair, right? And they were hammered because he works at a tire shop.
They were-
so he
they were
snipped
first
them all.
pair.
Like first gen gloves. He snips them all off, so they're like fingerless, just like those over there. And I don't know if it was him or me, but we were like, dude, like you made a pair of Jerry's because like Jerry always cuts his friggin' sleeves off his shirts.
That's good.
So, dude, call it
Call
the
them the Jerry.
Jerry. Like,
Jerry gloves.
Yeah, the
Call them the
Jerry gloves,
Jerry's,
and they'd
man.
be fingerless. That'd be so funny.
Hell yeah.
I like that.
If that ends up being a thing, dude, like, thank you. You can thank us, Jerry. We just
Damn right, Jerry.
That's your
We
name,
love you,
honey.
Jerry. You're the man. We're not hating. We're trying to bring some love.
Appreciating.
Not hating, appreciating.
Always.
Nice. All right, throw a question out, Mr. Marl.
Okay. MKF.
What does that mean?
Marry, kill.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Okay, yeah.
Too
Okay.
high for this.
David Blaine,
Ooh,
Chris Angel,
shit.
Houdini.
Okay,
All right, who's going first?
I'll go first if you want. So I'm gonna be honest. I know who Houdini is, but like I've never really like.
He's the OG.
He's older, so I never really like dug into him or anything.
He's the Magic King.
Yeah, like never really. So I would have to probably kill him, unfortunately, dude.
Oh, man.
I know. I feel like an asshole.
Punch
and
him in the
then,
gut.
If he'd let you.
actually, you know what? I'm gonna retract that. I'm definitely killing Chris Angel.
My
That
man.
dude's a dickhead. He's so annoying. I don't like that guy. I would then kiss, right, or kill.
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 You gotta marry, you gotta marry, you gotta kill, you gotta fuck.
I would have sex with
Put this.
Houdini.
There we go.
Totally slamming that dude. And I would marry Blaine because I love like his magic
smooth,
is
right?
funny,
He's
dude.
so
Yeah.
awkward, but he's so awesome.
He's
Oops,
awkwardly
stole your
funny,
virginity.
Steals, he'll like stare at the camera after he does a trick, dude. Like he's just fucking goofy.
Nice. I like it. I respect it. Kyle, who you marrying?
Chris Angel. Oh no, Chris Angel can go. He can fucking.
All right,
Yeah, I
so
think.
bam.
Yeah.
Are you gonna kill Chris Angel too?
It's a strong possibility.
Universal.
All right, it might be a universal.
Strong
one.
possibility.
I would say Blaine could get the D,
All right.
and yeah, we'll marry Houdini.
All
Hell
right.
yeah.
Cool.
What a fucked up question.
I know.
Do we get to know who asked that question,
Yeah.
or was this you guys?
After you answer it.
Okay.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
All right. Under careful consideration, Chris Angel put a shirt on. You can die.
Oh,
Damn.
Chris
can
Angel
die.
across the board.
Not
I'm
a
on that
fan.
for that too.
And then what do we got? Houdini and David Blaine.
Yeah, bro. Who you bringing home to mom? And who you
Having a night out with.
who you having a side
Houdini
quest
is
with?
the OG Magic King.
He is for sure.
Yeah, you could catch the meat.
All right.
Oh, I like the respect. Like you're the best, so I'm not gonna
He's
marry
the
you.
well, he's one of the biggest names. Like you got to think like as far back as like you as a kid.
Copperfield
Oh,
too,
you
though.
hear of him? Yeah.
Oh,
Blaine-
yeah.
Blaine
But just,
used to
think
One
about
of the bigger
Copperfield.
names
Yeah.
you hear all the time as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Blaine used to fuck with the Cowboys. He went in and like messed with Emmett Smith. That's just me aging myself right now, but here we go.
And then
First time for everything.
I was gonna say that was his fault.
so yeah, that leaves David Blaine.
Yeah, what you're marrying.
Yep.
Pretty decent.
Respect.
Yeah.
Across the board.
Are you? So you get to do it too, right? Or
Oh,
it just
no,
for
this
us?
is for you
okay,
guys.
Okay,
Oh, it's just
right
for
on.
But I respect all the answers.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And who's that from, sir?
Oh, I'm sorry. That was from Spiral Media.
Dude, yes. Hell yeah. Of course.
Good question.
So it's funny because we have another one of those. I don't
Okay.
know. And
Just chilling in the mix.
These are good, though.
yeah,
They're
so
good.
marry, kill, fuck. Me,
Oh.
Marl, Brian.
Oh, that's a
Come
hard one.
on, man.
You got to do it, and we're right here.
Oh,
I was going to be like, no pressure. And you're like, and we're right here.
yeah, that's pressure.
Yeah.
Fuck. All
All
right,
right,
dude.
easy. Mary and Brian, you're getting a D, and
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Brian.
That was way too quick.
He thinks about that.
Yeah.
I had to.
Oh man, I don't
Yeah.
know.
There's no right answer.
Everybody's looking at me. I feel the
Okay.
pressure. I'm sweating.
I have.
What do you want to do to me, Nikki?
Pikachu? The spotlight. It's so bright. Fuck.
Yep, that's one of them.
I'd bang all of you. You're all handsome, Ben.
Well, yeah, we appreciate that, but who you taking home to mom?
I've said it once. I've said it, and I'll say it again. You're coming home to mom.
Jake always comes. Oh, he's good around.
Sorry,
I'm
Mom.
married.
Wish you were
Table.
here so you could meet Jake. These two handsome gentlemen. Just because he looks so sad, maybe we'll kill Brian.
God.
Finally,
Brian's
answer the
kind of
wish.
blessed. He's like, oh, thank you.
And you're getting behind the dumpster, baby.
Nice. Nice. You work at a
There.
tire shop. Don't forget the rubbers.
It's okay.
No glove, no love.
That's right.
Never, baby.
What are you doing?
Man, I feel really bad because like I don't want to kill any of you.
That's all right.
guys.
We
It's
won't
not
take it
personal.
personal.
But like I don't know. I think I could kill Brian just because like I know he's done some cool shit. Like
He's happy
He's ready.
with that. Yeah.
yeah, and he would he would fucking be down with it. I think so. If we had to play the game for real, you know. And I think I would definitely have sex with Ryan. And me and you already have a fucking matching tattoo.
Yeah, we have
we're
matching
basically
Creed
already
tattoos.
married. Yeah, we have fucking Creed tattoos. If
Yeah.
you didn't know,
So
I wish
I'll
I could be
appreciate that.
Mormon and just love all of you.
that's okay. We can be
multi
Mormon.
wives. Yeah.
Nice. I love it. I respect it. I'm into it.
Who
Let's do it.
came up with that question?
That was Michael Visual.
Okay, that's a good one.
Damn it.
Hell yeah.
Nice. All right. What do you got, Bob?
This is a lot less racy. Okay. More on a more serious level. What future events would you like to see Thrash Factory be at? So give us some places you guys want to go.
I
do you
just
wanna
want to drive, man.
Everywhere then.
There's not like one event that you're like, I got to get there.
There it
Rio
is.
Bash.
Rio
Oh, yeah.
Bash, 10 out of 10.
Fucking
We've
Rio
been talking
Bash,
about
dude.
it forever, and it is a good drive for us, but
Yeah, it's like it'll be like a fucking 2-day trip probably.
Where's that? US Air?
Yeah.
So it's 10. It's 12 hours from here. No, 21 hours from here.
Yeah, yeah.
it's a
real
long
good.
drive.
Yeah.
We could do it like we'd probably just split it up, drive as far as we could, hit
Yeah,
a hotel, and
hit
then
a
just
hotel,
fucking get the rest of the way there.
Yeah. 10 and 10.
I-
Shoot
But,
to
like-
Erie and then go after.
Yeah, yeah. So like US Air, Rio Bash would be so fucking sick.
We definitely want to try for final bout.
Yeah,
That's been a big
it's
thing.
tricky. It's like they're fucking super particular, and you gotta have fucking really dope shit to get into there.
But also that's why we as a team have been trying to dial in our driving. Not me per se, because I'm a C group driver and I'm nowhere near there. But
the team dynamics,
seeing
like
the
the club
progression
guys.
from a lot of the team drivers is it's there. The magic's there. We just got to dial it in a little bit more, figure out the right lineup. I feel like we could, if we pushed enough as a team, we could do it.
Yeah, I think we have the potential for sure. It's just a matter of like,
But that's also a bucket list thing for us.
Oh,
Something
yeah.
Yeah.
that
Something to
we'll-
strive
top
to
tier.
up here.
Oh, yeah,
Because
that's
it's
like-
styling, interior, exterior, engine bay. Like it's got to be the
Exactly.
full.
yeah,
Yeah.
and all the teams that drive that shit are like fucking super inspiring for us too. Like even the dudes that we know, like on like personal levels, like Night Style and shit, like fucking Night Call, all those guys like that we know, like we still look up to them as
Hell yeah.
like fucking drivers and shit, because like they do drive at the level that like we're trying to get at, and like those cars are super clean, they're well put together, you know, and they're undeniable. Like you know who they are just by like seeing them, which is sick. And we're trying to like get that same dynamic.
That was the
too.
vibe when we went to BMI last year.
Yeah, let's just try to get them as similar as we can. Me and Kyle like came up with the idea for like making a match, so that was kind of the
Yeah, it looks sick when they're out there.
yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, and just a suggestion I wanted to make, you talk about the drive. You guys got enough team members, you should probably just rent out a car carrier.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
put them all up there.
I never
Kind of
heard
money
about
Yeah.
that.
cost, because like it would be sick to do it that way too.
Louis
honestly.
fucking has one. Louis has
You
that,
could hire one.
Yeah.
You got enough people. I mean,
Yeah, and we could maybe hire Sean to drive. He's got a CDL, dude.
bam.
Dude, he could drive for us. Like that would be so cool. We could make like a movie out of that for sure. That would
Oh,
be
yeah.
sick.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
Yeah.
100%. Okay, so good answer. And that came from
Me.
New School Vinyl.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Because you guys got that team dynamic, I'd like to see where you guys want to go with it. I think there's possibilities for anything.
Hell yeah.
Just got to do it, I believe.
Yeah, it just takes time. You gotta
Yeah.
seat time is like the big thing for us. Like just being able to get down and drive together, like that's all we need. If we could drive for 10 hours straight, like we'd be super tight by the end of those 10 hours. You know what I mean? But it's just where we're all super spread out. We live in different states. Like we do still get to events together, obviously, and all get down, but it's like tricky to do that every event. So it's
Well, we went a whole year and we finally had, it took all year to get all the limiter cars together. So
yeah,
it is
oh,
what
exactly.
it is.
I was just going to say the same thing and kind of ask you guys, just to follow up to what you said. I feel like after this weekend driving with some of the people I driving with my teammates for the first time, some of them,
Yeah.
like I got to know them better.
Oh, yeah,
okay,
for
like
sure.
I just watched I know them, we've talked, we've hung out. We actually hang out like decent amount now.
Yeah.
Except for Mike who lives in Rhode Island, but like getting to know their driving personalities matches with who they are as people, which is
Yeah.
that's the coolest thing, man.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
it clicked with us so well, especially when I got the Z. Like my driving style to DJ's driving style fit so well, where we just were able to mirror each other. Whether it was him following me or me following him, we were able to really just have that click. And that definitely, with our personalities, same thing. We became friends almost immediately.
Yeah.
This guy, it's going to be the same thing. As soon as he gets up to that level of driving, it's going to click, and he'll be right there, exactly how it should be.
Yeah, and I can tell, you guys are very very stressful, high energy,
You'd be surprised.
Go. Really?
High strong.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
way.
We're like the last ones on track sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, just,
Yeah.
Dude, I've seen you at an event like on a Saturday still working on your car to drive Sunday. It's like, bro, you signed up for both days. What are you doing?
Dudes, yeah, sometimes like the drive down is rough on the car or whatever. So like I've definitely driven to Lock City and then like had to fix like a wheel bearing and CV axles and shit just because like the car gets hammered on. But yeah, that's part of the game.
Yeah, that's awesome though. It's the coolest thing. Coming off of a weekend like that, like all we've done for the past few days is share videos and comments and photos.
Dude,
and
it's
stuff.
cool to see the chat group like blow up because it's been so quiet just because you drive a weekend, Ashley drives a weekend, Junior drives a weekend. But when you guys all drove, me and Brian were just talking about it. The chat group was like, it was sick to see.
Well, there's so much to talk about. There's so much to take in from the weekend, and there's like everyone gets so much collective media. So it's like there's so much to share. We do the same thing. Like Kyle's phone is like blowing up for like 7
Overwhelming.
days.
Yeah. The first couple
After an
days
event.
after an event, I have to put my phone away, and it gets overwhelming. Absolutely overwhelming.
Yeah.
How great is that? It's the best, man.
Yeah.
It's
It's
the
cool
best.
though. Yeah. Because it's all like media. It's all media and people that are sharing stuff. And like what I think is sick is like random other people like that we don't necessarily know, but like they'll know of us and they'll share shit too. So like we get to see stuff like from their perspective, which is super cool.
Or a first timer that takes a picture of your car. How cool
yeah,
is that?
yeah.
Right?
It's like yeah, like they'll just be like, "Oh, these guys were crazy" or whatever, and like that's just cool to see, like from everyone's perspective, how it all comes together for them.
Yeah.
I like it.
Cool.
So this one is, where did the actual name for Thrash Factory come from?
Yo, I fucking love this one. Okay, so thrash, it's like two different things, right? Thrash kind of comes from just like the style, you know what I mean? not directly pulled from like thrash metal, but like just like the type of people, like people that are thrashy, you know, like us, I would say. Yeah, just well, no, like the way you dress and like the kind of people, you know what I mean. Go to a hardcore concert and like everyone in the crowd is like kind of who we are, you know what I mean? Like we're those kind of people, but like the fact, so that's where the thrash comes from, you know. The factory part, I really loved the word factory because of the band Fear Factory. They're like an OG prog band, like tech metal. They're super sick though. If you don't know of them, check them out.
Joe Rogan was in there.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude, Joe Rogan was the
Big
drummer
Joe
at one
Rogan
point.
guy.
Yeah, but yeah, no, they're super cool. Check them out. So that's where the factory comes from, just because I thought that word was cool. And then like coincidentally, once I was like, oh, Thrash Factory, and everyone was like, yeah, like that's sick, like that's got a cool ring to it. Like there's obviously like thrash racing, obviously, and there's other companies, and then like factory I feel like is used here and there too in the drift scene. There's like certain words like that are always like used kind of across the board in drifting, which I think is funny.
Yeah, I saw like Tandem Factory or something.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, like there's like names that sound super similar and shit, but that's like the hard origin. It was from like two different things that I threw together.
But you guys embody that, so you create the thrashing too. You are a factory of thrashing.
Yeah, and that's
That's what it
that-
boils down to. more or
Yeah.
less, yeah.
before we even really like started fucking getting into it too, but it was just like that was kind of always the mentality, and like we like that style driving, so like that it like sets the tone for like the team, and it kind of paid off because it's definitely like I think what we're like known for, you know what I mean? And
100%.
yeah, like
Yeah.
people love it, you know, like there's always like it's exciting to see us on track because it's either gonna work out good and it's gonna be gnarly, or like we're all gonna go into the grass. You know what I
Still
mean?
gnarly. Yeah.
Yeah, which is fun to watch too. People love like chaos, you know what I mean? Especially I feel like not necessarily the drifters out of there, but the crowd people, like they love to see like a bumper, a crash, or like a body panel fly off. Like they think that shit's super crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, not such a good video, but I watched your video about 100 times of your accident.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like,
Which
Yeah, it's an ugly
view
video,
did you see? Because
dude.
we have views from all three
all
passengers.
that. I watched all of that.
Yeah,
and
it was a
like,
hit, dude.
that's a wallop.
There's a lot of
It didn't feel that bad in my car. It really didn't. But there was really nowhere else I could go. I pulled hydro at where I was already starting to come in. I already had a fucked up alignment to begin with from hitting Ralphie. But where I was already starting to tuck into Chris's little pocket, Brian was already like slowly spinning. I thought he was maybe going to hammer down or something like that. So there was really nowhere else to go. We are coming up to the apex of the turn. So I just pulled hydro and it kind of sucked me back a little bit, but just not enough.
It happened so fast.
Yeah.
You can see in the video, it's like everything's cool, and then you're backwards and it's over.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yep.
yep.
And it happens. I mean, it's nothing out of the ordinary. That same scenario kind of happened on the opposite side of the track literally the day before. So, like, it's not like.
No, it's not exclusive to you at all, man.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
we
we
it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But funny thing about that too, like most of that is like Brian's a killer driver, dude. He's insane. Like for the amount of little seat time he's had.
Stock angle.
Stock angle.
No
yeah,
way.
about to say
That's
that.
what I'm saying. He has
No angle.
no angle mods whatsoever. He's
Stock.
still on factory setup.
And he's keeping
No
up with
GK
me on
Tech
full
bolt on,
bicep.
nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got nothing, dude. And that's like why he spins out when he does, like leading, because he's trying to be like wide and shit to like leave the pocket open. But it's hard. They really don't have a lot of angle from factory, dude. Like that's the only like Achilles heel. That and the diffs, like those they have very minimal angle from the factory. But he shreds pretty hard with it. If he gets a small like angle kit set up over the
bolt-on
winter, which is
setup?
his plan, he's doing
That's
that.
what I have
anyways.
on my G.
He's gonna be golden, man. Like he's super comfy. He drives with us amazing. Like watching him and Kyle drive is fucking nuts. Like I've been bumming, dude, because like now that like I have Luna and shit too, like money's a little bit tighter, so it's like I can't get to as many events. I'll hit the big ones, you know, but like these fucking guys are shredding like how me and Kyle used to shred like back in the day, which is sick. So it's like I just got to get in there and get like we gotta get that dynamic of all of us driving together, and like it's gonna be sick because like we're all driving pretty similar. We just gotta all do it together.
Give it a season or two, and I think
Yeah.
all that stuff's gonna change, man.
We're still pretty early, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we've only got a couple years in. Like I think we've done pretty good. Like in the small amount of time we've like formed them at a team. I think we've like done pretty good as far as like getting the dynamic together, having like an overall like design or image of like who we are, and then like just executing it with the cars and starting to do all the shit that teams do. You know what I mean?
embody that image. Yeah.
Yeah, in their
100%.
pursuit of like driving together.
Yeah.
Yep. That question was from Orange Shirt Guy. Isaiah.
Shout out to him, by the way. He's
Dropped
like
off the stickers at my house today.
Yeah.
Thank you, Isaiah.
Yep.
He
give him to the
loves us.
boys
He's
while
a
we're
good
here.
kid.
Yeah, he's a good kid. I remember, I don't want to say it's because of our
His shirt.
shop, but I'm pretty sure he saw all our cars. Remember when we had like 13 Zs up there?
Yeah.
And him and his old man stopped by, and I was like, yeah, go check out Nedco, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I think he's like a relative local from like this area.
Yeah. I know his old man
dad
is.
lives up the street from me.
Yeah. So he's a great kid, dude.
Yeah, he
I
is.
love
He's
that
always on
kid.
like the pilot podcast we watch. He's always commented on there. He's liking every picture everywhere. He's definitely deep in thrill. He's one of those hang-arounds that's like in the drift scene type deal. He's a
Yeah.
Nicky
He's
B.
gonna literally be in
That was me for so
if
many
that
years.
kid gets a car, dude, he's 100% gonna like pop
Keep the
on
legend
a team
alive,
and just
buddy.
drive.
Do it.
Hell yeah. No, he's a good kid.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Okay. All right. My turn. Okay. Is the allure of darkness a rejection of life's superficiality or an embrace of its inherent mysteries? And if you want me to read that again, I can.
Can you use that in a sentence?
That was
Yeah, one more time. That was
Okay.
crazy.
Is the allure of darkness a rejection of life's superficiality? Or,
Brian question.
or is it an embrace of its inherent mysteries?
The latter.
Yeah.
I'm not giving an explanation.
Yeah.
No work show.
I've read that thing 6 times when I was typing it up, and I'm like, I don't even know how anyone would answer this.
Yeah, kind of trying to dissect it. I feel like it's more so the latter as well. I'm not really 100%.
You think it's an embrace of its. You think the allure of darkness is an embrace of life's inherent mysteries?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I wish I could just pull up like a little cloud of like the Instagram tag for music, and it'll just pop up and just play "Ohio is for Lovers."
That's Brian's ringtone. No,
That's great.
I don't know how to answer that.
I don't think anybody does.
It's open to interpretation.
I'm
Yeah.
not sad enough to answer that.
Those are good questions, though. I do like those.
That one's deep. I'm gonna have to think about
It's
that.
very
Sorry.
deep. And that comes from the courtesy of F and Jerry.
It makes them funnier, I think, when you find out who they're from.
We're not that
honestly.
edgy, dude.
No.
We look that edgy, but don't let that look fool you.
Don't give
Come
it
up,
away.
come up to
Oh,
us.
dude.
Teddy bears.
I had to school.
We're lovable.
I think like Mike Buababa made a post about something music related, and I had like mentioned like I had to like school them on like genre like specifics, you know. And Jerry just commented like the gif of like the emo kid like flipping his hair, because I was like, oh, like these bands are like this kind of emo, not like screamo, like you're, you know. It was just super funny, but Jerry was like right on the cuff with that one.
He's like, this is more good Charlotte.
Yeah, he's like, this is how DJ looked when he typed that, and I was just like, whew, the hair swoop thing, super funny.
I love it.
Oh, man. So, if Thrash Factory was a motorcycle club, what would the members' positions be?
Oof.
Yo, okay. I don't
We've
specifically
kind of
know
talked
like
about
what
this.
the names.
So you
of
got
them
like
are.
president, VP, you got like sergeant in arms, you got like treasurer, you got road warrior or something.
It's tricky. Like I think I would obviously have to be the president, and I think Kai would have to be VP. Just as far as like, we're probably the most like.
You guys are the most known members. I mean, DJ, you are the founder of the team.
Yeah, yeah,
But
and like
also, you and Kyle did start it together, and Kyle, you two were the first
Like the
cars
spark.
painted.
yeah, we were yeah that too. We were like the initial spark of kind of everything like getting together, and we've always been the two that have like been the driving force of it all to kind of keep it together and band together our friends and shit that want to join in. And
Hell yeah. So who's the sergeant at arms?
so what do they?
who's kicking
what do they
ass?
do? Is that what they do? They're the ass
They're
kicker.
the
So,
enforcer.
hey, I need you to go do this. Don't let anybody find out
that's
who's doing
me.
it.
I feel like
That's
is
me.
Nicky. Yeah, 'cause
That's me.
for
I've been
like, yo,
team
Nicky,
support
can
for
you-
so long.
Yeah, and it was mostly just because he never had like a working car. But that's like how dedicated of like a member he was.
But
He'd
that didn't matter. I was going to
always
be there
show
at
up.
every event as long as I could
Yeah.
to try to help out and do whatever we could.
even going to like Jersey 6 hours, like he's driving his own car down there full of our shit. Like you know what
we
I
drove
mean?
my Focus down.
Oh my god, dude! We did a trip
For the
this one
private
time
day.
for a private session. Yeah, it was me, Kyle, and him,
Pikachu.
and he drove his Focus down there.
drove
his
my little yellow
manual
Focus.
and me and
That's
Kyle
awesome.
street drove down there. But that was sick.
Harlequin Z's and a fucking yellow Focus.
Yeah, they were all like clean paneled, but they were like miscolored because it was right before we painted them.
Mine was 6 colors.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
yeah, easily 5 or 6 for me as well. That was
Yeah,
funny.
Sergeant at Arms. I feel like that would be me. I'm not the guy that's gonna go beat somebody's ass. I'll do it if I have to. Don't get me wrong. But I'm
A
a lovable
Pikachu hat.
dude. I'm a lovable teddy bear stoner, man.
He's
Like,
definitely the
no.
go-to guy though. If you like need something at an event,
Hell yeah,
dude,
but
like,
I'm
Nicky can
10 out of
always
10.
help.
I'm always down to help if there's ever anything I can do. If I know somebody that's got something, a part, a tool, whatever.
Honestly, Sergeant at Arms is Julia.
Oh yeah, true. She's a fucking hard.
She'll fuck somebody up.
Yeah, honestly. Okay, yeah. So Nicky is gonna have to be something else.
He's the
but-
treasurer.
Yeah,
He's always
Julia
there.
is
It
definitely
bamboozles.
like is the hard ass for sure. She's the one that like will.
She'll tell
someone
it
for
how it
sure.
is.
Yeah.
Straight up, like no questions asked. I love her for that.
Hell yeah.
Which we love having girls on the team too, because it just like shows that like it's not just like dudes and like we're trying to
Yeah.
be just dudes. Like we're like we're down like with girls too, and there's tons of sick like.
It is a
girl
male,
drivers.
mostly male-dominated sport, but at the same time, that's not to say that girls can't do anything just as well as we can.
Right.
Yeah,
Better.
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody shreds.
I was driving with a couple of shredders this weekend.
Damn
Fit
right.
the ticket.
yeah.
Come on.
Yep,
Hell yeah. That question was for me. I just thought it was a funny question.
Yeah, it's a good one.
it is.
What other?
I don't know. I should Google that. I'm not a big motorcycle.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I don't
I could tell you what Sons of Anarchy told me. That's about it. That's my deep dive into
Who's
motorcycle.
the money person though?
That's a
That's
real
the treasurer.
But
Yeah.
that's almost
No,
like the third.
Don't give it to me. I'm gonna.
I was
spend
gonna
it all
say, who do we
I
think?
mean,
we
I'm
want?
already doing it.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kyle's kind of double dutying. Like we do, like everyone has like multiple duties.
Slacking hard, but
Yeah.
Hey. Oh, yeah. If you guys want, check out thrashfactory.com to
Hell
get
yeah.
your shirts, stickers,
got a
and
website.
other
We're legit.
swaggies.
Hell
yeah.
We're like one of those JDM teams, dude. We can put our friggin' website on the fucking skirt.
www.thrashfactory.com.
Oh, hell yeah.
There's also a team. There's bios on all the team drivers too. There's a little link with everybody's socials.
Yeah,
a
yeah,
couple of pictures, like a little diagram.
Everyone's
about
connected
everybody.
to it.
That's cool.
And as we like release more shit, like merch, because like we're like big on merch. Like we fucking love cool merch. So like I said, this goes back to the band thing. Like we're like we want to be at drift events with like a merch table that you would see at a concert. That's just like tons of cool shirts. There's stickers. You know what I mean? Like
Kind of
we
like
have-
a roadie from Post Malone or something like that. You know.
exactly like that. Yes.
But also just like new school vinyl was back in the day when we had that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude,
Exactly.
you were there every
Full
weekend
booth.
with so much stuff.
Tons of shit.
Yep. And I would set up for all you guys.
I remember I'd
would
come
have
over and
tables
buy
for all the
every
teams.
Yeah.
sticker that
Yep.
you would come out with every weekend.
Pretty much all the
I
big
miss that
teams
shit.
at Nedco had like their own section.
Yep.
That
I
he
love
would set
that.
up.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's me, man. I'm for the teams. I'm for everything. I love it. That's why I can't wait.
the boys.
For the boys and
Hell
girls.
yeah.
You know what
And
I
the
like
girl-
to?
and girls.
I think, I'm not exclusive. I like to get everybody shit. Like, not just
Yeah.
like, oh, these are my homies. I want, if I'm going to buy a 223 hoodie, I'm going to buy a TPU hoodie. I'm going to buy a Thrash Factory hoodie. I'm going
Yeah.
to go down, because these are Killer Beams hoodie. I'm going to buy, any one of the homies, I'm going to go down the line.
When I still had my Volkswagen Jetta, I slapped a sticker from every single team. I can't even count how many of your stickers I had on the car.
It's so cool to see.
Kyle's back
I had
window.
every single one from every single team.
Kyle's back
all of
window has every like Momi that I think ever existed in the Nedco lot. Like he has every one on there. Like
That's awesome.
on his back window, even to this day. Like still.
I love walking through the pits and just seeing, and I don't like being that guy, but I'm like, made that, made that, made that,
Yeah.
made that, made that. It's just a cool feeling.
No, it is super cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It reminds me of like all the flags that were at Netco. They all ended up
Yep. in someone's garage.
Someone's garage. This is a very special place. It's like a shrine, if you will. But like every every single flag is hung up.
Yeah.
There isn't like one team where I was like, nah, fuck these guys.
Yeah.
Everyone is hung up all the way.
And it's
around.
cool. They all have their own like style too. Again, going back to style shit. Like everyone had their own look and shit. Like own colorways. It was just cool. Like seeing all of them lined up and stuff. Is cool.
I just had to dig through my beanie collection because I have literally a beanie from every team to find you guys's because I know I had one and I literally had like 15 beanies.
Yeah.
I don't have a Thrash Factory flag. Yeah.
I think I gave it back to DJ so he could have it.
That's okay.
Perks of
keep
working with
that.
me.
That one's been in my house. I have like the staircase to go like upstairs. That whole staircase is just like full of like drift stuff and just like concert shit that I've collected over the years. So that has been hanging in there since like I got that from Jake.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's stuff like that.
Oh my God, Kyle.
Hey, one episode's fine. We had Dan King on, did 15 and a half.
Banging a drum. Kids over here banging a drum. Bong.
Nice. So we got what, 2 more left? One from you, one from me, or
3 because I got one more follow up that I really want to ask about.
love
I've been dying all episode to ask one question.
all right, go for it.
Okay, well we'll do this one because they deserve this. What's spookier, a hearse or an ambulance?
My car.
Which is it? Is it a hearse or an ambulance?
Spookier?
Yeah, think about that's actually a good question.
Yeah. One's
don't know.
scarier for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess like
One comes with a big bill.
Yeah.
That's why I said
pretty
scary.
spooky on his own.
Yo, but dying's not cheap either.
No, it is
Not
free.
my bill.
No, I know it's not your bill to carry, but like, yo, that shit's expensive. So I don't know. I would say
I'm going to go with the ambulance because I'm broke and I want to build race cars.
Fair.
Don't hit me with that bill, bro.
I would probably drive a hearse if it was like slammed in on gold Dayton's.
Dude.
So,
Drift it.
If that ever happened, yeah, but I wouldn't drive a fucking ambulance. So yeah, probably ambulances are more spooky.
Okay.
Because
Ambulance.
For sure.
who's been in an ambulance?
I have.
Unfortunately.
Have you?
Yeah.
I have.
I don't.
It is a little
that I
spooky
have.
when you're strapped down in the ambulance too, because like
So
I mean, obviously you're with it, but like your will is gone, bro. You can.
Yeah,
say
like,
what
Your
you
just
want.
there.
next stop
You're
is the
strapped down for
hospital.
the fucking
yeah,
ride.
yeah. I've never been in a ride for one, but I've like gotten in a car accident and they've like patched me up in one before. Like my dad took me to the hospital type thing. So like, but I've never been like in one to ride.
Yeah, you're strapped in there, man. Hope you're enjoying the ride.
Yeah, you're not pulling over for Taco Bell. You're going
Hope the
straight.
fucking vibe is good.
hit Mickey D's real
Yeah. They don't listen, it can get spooky. It depends on how many officers are in the back.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah. Like if they're patching you up just to throw you in a cell, that sucks.
And at that
bad
point, it's kind of worth throwing out like the Wendy's option. Like, could
Yeah,
we
like,
stop?
come on, boys? Like we could all get Frosties.
I'll buy.
now.
Yeah, exactly.
Always throw it out there.
Yo,
They
like
can shoot you
Mr.
down all
Deeds
you
when they're in
want.
the helicopter and there's just it fucking goes to the scene with the helicopter in the Wendy's parking lot,
Yep.
dude.
I tried making my own last night, but it just wasn't the
Just
same.
wasn't the same. I love that movie.
Well, that question comes from Leah McLean. No idea.
No
Thank
idea.
you for your
Oh, okay.
question.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
No idea.
Nice. So this is my last one. It is, what's the most expensive part you'll have to replace the most?
While drifting,
I guess.
or just
Yeah,
I'm
like
gonna
what
say
part do you have to
axles.
replace? A lot,
Oh,
maybe.
dude, yeah, we know
You guys
this one.
blow through
Tile,
axles.
dude.
My
fucking
towers.
tie rods.
Well, accumulatively, tie rods, they're $30 a pop, and last year I probably went through like 30 of them. But top dollar
Like
one
money
part
wise,
that would
yeah.
cost a lot of money that I've had to replace before is the Wise Fab Tower.
Oh, yeah.
ooh,
$800.
The knuckle.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Basically looks the wise
And
back
that's
knuckle on
without
that.
anything, dude. Like that's just the fucking
just the
that's
tower.
one side, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's fucking chaos.
it's a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
Tires.
I mean, yeah, tires is such a huge bill and fuel. Like we don't really think about it, but dude, think about how much fuel we dump in these things. Like to fill the car is like 75
yeah, it's probably
bucks.
like
You know
30,
what I
40
mean?
bucks an event.
Just in like the 30 laps, I feel like I've probably turned in the G. I've already put 3 tie rods in it.
That's what I mean. Yeah, like they go through tie rods a lot.
Granted, I went on Rock Auto and I bought I think 4 of them at a whack, and I got them for cheap. I think they were like $8 a piece, something like that. But at the same time, I mean, you guys also go through axles a lot.
Yeah,
And that does
axles
happen
are
to do
expensive.
with being
They're like
low, you know, and obviously these guys are fucking shredding.
$120 a pop usually.
Yeah, the axle portion of it I feel like definitely comes into play. Tie rods, I mean, I know I buy them in bulk. Kyle does the same thing. I started doing that because Kyle was doing it. And I've watched my teammates do these certain things for so long that I've picked up on these good habits too. I would think more axles and tie rods and stuff.
Yeah.
Panels. I
Yeah,
mean,
they
the list
add
can
up.
go on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it all adds up. But yeah,
Just say car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
New
yeah.
chassis. I mean, I kind of did that too. I bought another
Core.
I
seat
call them
just because-
disposables. Shit that you just like you're gonna and like inevitably break. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's a big list of disposable stuff for sure.
Nice. That question's from Leo Carroll 76.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so, boy, you just segued right into where I'm going. Disposable chassis. Maybe if you could, this isn't so much of a question
Yeah.
as if you could elaborate on the greatest prank that Thrash Factory has ever pulled in the history of pranks of all time.
Okay,
Dagger.
so there's some lore to it. Okay, so at Lock City, they people have been assholes and like will throw like a hard metal part in like a trash can that has a bag or something. So
Like an axle or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
like
So when they go to pull the bag out at the end of the weekend, it fucking rips, makes a mess. It's
Yeah,
pain
the
in the
trash
ass.
guys get trash everywhere. You got to shovel that stuff up.
Yeah, so they start saying, you know, all this.
Leave it next
Don't
to the bin.
Yeah, don't put it
Don't
in the
put
trash.
it in the bin.
Leave it on the
next to
outside.
them so that way the guy can pick it up, throw it in the dumpster.
if you have spare parts and yeah.
Take
Yeah,
home what
yeah.
you
Yep.
can, but obviously if it's something that's that bad and you have to leave it behind, just don't put it in the trash.
Sure.
At some big event, like there was a transmission, like a Miata transmission that was I'm not gonna say names, but there was a Miata
It was the
transmission.
Night
that
Stage
was left.
Invitational.
Yes, and
It was a team from New York. that
someone
left
was
the
like,
transmission.
"Yo, this like person left a transmission. Like that's not what we meant by like leaving things next to the trash can. Like, because they obviously still gotta pay for that. Like they're fucking heavy. Like I can't imagine what it costs to get rid of one if you had to like go and pay to get rid of it. You know what I mean? So like just goofy. And then it just happened at this event while we were drifting. We had to like Julia wanted to buy a car because it was super cheap and it was like a shell. And it had a few other things that were going to help us out. So like we went in the middle of the night and picked it up. Literally, like we didn't get back to the track till like 1 a.m.
Later than that.
Yeah, later than that. But we get the car there. We drive the rest of the weekend. We're like the last ones packing up. And as we're like packing up, the car is just fucking sitting there by itself in the field. And I was like, yo, it would be funny if we like pull a trash can over next to it and like take a picture of it and then put it on the Lock City page and be like, yo, like this is fucking crazy. Like
Who left the whole
Yeah,
chassis?
who left an entire chassis by the trash can? And so we did that. We left it there, planted it. Within like probably 20 minutes, I think it was
Mike Lynch came down.
Yeah, Mike Lynch
as he
comes
was getting
down
ready to leave.
about like to freak
Vein
out
bulging in his
because
forehead.
he genuinely like, dude.
We're sorry, Mike. We love
Yeah,
you.
we love you, Mike Lynch. He didn't even come over. It was like one of the other people that came over and were like, "Hey, is that like what we think that is?" Because he's about to lose his shit, and we're like, "Oh no, that's just like a joke, you know." So like, he was like, as soon as he found out it was a joke, he's like, "That's fucking funny.
All
Like,
right,
you
you
guys
got
got
me.
me.
Yeah,
Like
you got
that's
me."
real funny." Because it had already like amassed on the Lock City page. Like it had blown up already
Within minutes.
Oh yeah, within minutes, dude, it blew up. And then the same thing, they ended up taking that and going to Scott, who's like the track owner. Scott's pissed. And he same thing. They had him going for like 5 minutes and then they were like, "Nah, we're just fucking with you." But like, yeah, it was pretty like well loved once they all found out that it was a joke. Scott ended up like coming down too and was like chatting with us about it and shit. And they're all pretty cool people down there too. So like we love going down there and driving and they love having us. So
Good sense of humor.
yeah,
on their
yeah.
part.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like we can play pranks like that, and like we're those kind of people. Like we love playing jokes and just like having fun, dude. Like we're out there to have a blast.
It does get mentioned, just so you know. That prank gets mentioned at every single Lock City
Hell
drivers
yeah.
meeting
Hell yeah.
since that happened.
If
So-
you think you can top that, try.
Yeah,
it.
we're waiting, dude. I hope someone does something crazy too. 'Cause
Truck and
it's so
trailer.
funny. Like, yeah, dude, like just something, because it's just so funny to do stuff like that when it's like actually harmless and you're
Yeah.
not like being a dick.
But when he told that, excuse me, when he told that story, and he goes, "Yeah, it was Thrash Factory that did it." I was like, "That's perfect." Like those are.
It's so fitting. Like once you hear it, it makes sense.
It was perfect timing. Like it was a golden hour. We were in the midst of loading everything up. We were putting Julia's car back together. We were actually trying to get that car loaded up into her box truck, and it was just off across the way, but just a straight shot, so we could just push it right up to the ramps.
Yeah, it was just like timing, and it was just us noticing it. Like, yo, this would be.
There was
this is
nothing
good.
else around it. We're just
Yeah, slide the trash can 20 feet over and take a picture and.
Somebody left a 350Z here.
Yep. Yeah, dude. Planted the seed and like the chat did the rest, dude. Like it was so funny.
That's good. That's good. But that was my question.
we're good
that's
eggs,
funny.
but we're bad eggs. We play off of each other in the worst way.
But it's not like it's not bad though. It's just fun.
No,
it's
it's
all
like-
in good fun.
We're like the fucking.
Everybody gets each other going.
We're
You're
like-
not out
and then
there,
it just-
you know, cutting chickens' heads off.
No, we're just like the young clowns. We're
That's
just
not
out there
our
having
style.
fun.
Right. That's what we love about you. Well, we've been going for about an hour and 45, so I think we should probably wrap it up. You got a, 16-hour drive home now?
Pretty much, yeah.
Make sure you get some food on the way.
Want to try?
But we appreciate you guys coming out. If you guys want to let people know where they can find you and send some final words out.
Hell yeah.
If you go down the
So,
line.
You want to start it?
Thrashfactory.com. We've all got our personal Instagrams and everything. Mine's damn it Nicky. It's kind of the thing. Yeah, check us out. Buy some merch. We got stickers. Check out our bios. Learn a little bit about the team.
Hell yeah.
See what we got in store next.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, pretty much what Nicky said. Go to the website, thrashfactory.com. X7K is my IG. Yeah, we got stuff for sale. You should buy it because it's cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
We make it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we make
do.
all of our shit, like, which is fun. We like designing our stuff and trying to do as much as we can, like, personally, you know, because I think it, like, feels more personal to other people buying shit when it's like, oh, these guys are, like, doing as much of this as they can, kind of, you know?
Some of your slaps are amazing. Like, remember when we came up with, these are cones.
Dude, shout out to Brandy. It's
could've been just at our
100% like
wedding.
it's my like dumb ideas or like people on the team's dumb ideas, and then like Brandy like has the like knowledge to like make them and like have them be what they are. So big shout outs to Brandy for sure.
Hell yeah.
Shout outs to you guys for putting up with us.
Yeah,
You
no,
we love it, dude.
specifically
Yeah.
and all the random last minute orders of,
Yeah.
hey, I need a couple hundred
We
stickers.
don't mind.
Yeah.
Me and Brian
Big
sit
shout
there.
out to
banging
Brian.
them out,
Seriously, Brian is like the man. He gets us hooked up like fucking hours before events sometimes, and I definitely feel like shit.
And here's the
to
thing,
do.
DJ. You've worked at New School Vinyl for a while. You should know
No,
better.
I know. I definitely know how it goes, dude. I'm bad with it.
Also, shout out to Wicked Needles.
Yeah, shout out to Wicked Needles.
That's Brandy's new tattoo studio. Check that out.
Yep.
KJJ Customs also. That is
Jordan.
Yep.
Jordan's
Jordan's
new
been
thing.
doing some
Jordan's
pretty
been doing
cool stuff.
He has a
He's
whole
killing
bunch of
it.
stuff.
doing tons of cool shit.
Yep.
KBD, shout them out. They're not. We don't have like sponsors really officially, but we have like people that like support us
Yeah.
and shit. You know, so like KBD is a big supporter. Sweet Waffles and Boba in Boston. What's the brewery called? They have a funky name.
Proclamation.
Proclamation. Yeah, they have.
Can't forget about ISC.
Yep, ISC
has
suspension.
helped me out a lot
Shout out
this
Andrew.
year.
Dude, yeah, we can hit him up, and like I live mad close, Nikki lives close, but we
Mm-hmm.
can pick shit up like on a whim. Like he'll give us like a thing or two here. He gives us like shirts so we can like post at events and like have stuff
Mm-hmm.
for people to buy and stickers for people to grab that's ISC related. Like
We support the
Super
homies.
cool.
The homies support us.
No, it's
Hell yeah.
huge. It's huge. It's very expensive to get to events. All right, for everybody involved.
Every little bit helps.
Yep. So like, if you have the opportunity as a business owner or whatever, and you're thinking about sponsor somebody, throw in some T-shirt,
Yeah,
sticker,
yeah.
whatever.
We're
let
not
'em
asking
know.
for money or anything. We're
Just
just
let
trying
'em
to help
know.
get everybody's name out there.
Yep.
yeah,
100%.
I want a pizza sponsor, dude.
That'd be sick.
Oh,
just
yeah.
just cause like it'd be sick,
We need Frontera
You know who
to
you need?
sponsor us.
Tombstone.
right? It'd be a cool like fucking collab, dude.
That'd be sick. I'm down. Marl, why don't you give some last words and then I'll close her out.
I would like to thank a couple of our sponsors.
Yep.
Thank you. You did say it. Thank you, KBD.
Yes.
Really-
Huge shout out.
Irv Daddy, make some juice.
Irving.
Hell yeah. Really excited for this 370Z project. So thank you for getting us started there. Thank you to Swivel Mount. Thank you to Liftech. Thank you to Brapsard's powder coating.
Yep.
I'm going to have to come see you soon, Brap. We're going to have to make some Browns Wheels white.
Yes.
Thank you to New School Vinyl. And thank you to Brian Marshalitis. Brian,
Always.
you do a lot for us, and you're always the man behind the camera. So thank you to everybody involved. This is the greatest thing ever. And my last word I really want to say here, I think you guys will all probably nod to this, but like, drive with your team.
Yeah.
If you get the chance, like,
Drive with your homies.
become good friends,
Yeah.
support them. Yep.
I'm excited for team barbecues.
It's going to last
Yes.
forever.
Yeah. It's always going to be around. I think it's always accessible. So it'll always be there.
Yeah.
I love it. So with that, we are going to be signing off. He thanked all our sponsors for us. Check out Limiter. We got some new gloves. We just dropped a new hoodie. Thank you to everybody watching. Thank you to Thrash Factory, Ryan, Brian. And our next episode is going to be a fun one. We're going to keep it a secret. We actually I don't even need to talk about that one. So, yeah, we got some good stuff coming. Stay tuned, and we love you.
'Cause I can't make it on my own.
I can't make it.